Yama mu nyina chema makwa ba United Television sunie ene 30th May 2026. Be krasha na fu asan se bosum na ewu anisa. Bebia obi a meda wasese wo do afide na to a ye ne wotena fi sa bere kopem se ebebo anopai duba ko do hwere miensa de ne mu ye beta se betena se na ya to adwene adworo manga na ne kanko ne ni puntu hu dwumadi ni din critical issue din ye de Agya Kwabena anopai ye de aseda ema special ice nsuo se woso ye mu ne de kasebo yi mikire dwumadi yi ebremu na special ice de nyina nim se yesu korogin a ahwade ahye ne ma bebi etu so ne fie na ni galamse ni ase bia eni efi ni ase bia ebre boponase enti ye twifiri ho na na da fa fidie mu ade agutuwa mu enti wo no na no musu papa special drink ne so saa no so ya ne kama we ye apple ye wo grape wa ha ye wo cola wa ha ni nyina no ye international standard enti sa wo no mu a na no papa de agu yem menko no nom de wo bontin so bebre no yade nko a this way chocolate drink and the coffee drink is ukra yimu na no pay pa this way dia ma ya friend semenhia e ba ye adane ne mani pa ma say no ba ko bi na no mudi hunahuna bebrebe ni nyino so say na omunyo bia this way wono ana eko na feni to food it abekwan so anopa mu kra yimu papa pa san say ya ye banchi ya ye menkani ya ba yire ne dai fufu no na fa ya ye board ye no enti no say wo ka je say eposim etwan ni tabekwan no so koku ase abe ekurasi die ni bi ano so de enyuma ekona no pe mu kura mu a ye de dwumadie ye ebremu na na no pe ma menka o se wadwenche no so sua so ho behia ye pa anti no okọ social media platforms nyina de awo nim se obetumi aka na se de osusu ewo nkomo ebedi no ho no na ya hwe na ye de ho nkomo ene nkomo no ebefa South Africa de yekoso wo ho no tan na pa na yebedi hu nkoma kwa akiri yi na yebisa se de omu yi eboa ye nuanum de Nigeria for de omso mo ntena se enya hwe han dabi you do me I do you omo start yi na mebi o Nigeria nso enti de saa na ama ahoho a ana se wo mo so ade hye wa ama hodro so no ya hye se ye tata wo mo na fe ba ne sei na Cambodia enso to be kan say before a ewo ni to Africans ewo ho no just say illegal immigrants and I say illegal residents we need to migrate and as we need to obetina mamu no wo munyi na fi ho what is going on is it a wake up call adema Africa say hey Africa wake up it's a some Ghana din say Ghana Nigeria ma hu do be bobo din say wo Cambodia firi sama animu nti ede na kire yen yakanifo ne titiru ne omanga ne sanse Ghana ne etie ye penifo no ye resources ne ye ho ne madan ye bedi hu komo ne pai sanse ye do point bi a esese etumi sigina se oman no eye dia nti ye behwe na ye dia no so ho enkomo sanse eye asemu a eho hia yi papa afa eno achi nso ensu a yiri fa yen no what is going on na ukọ emia hodo bi a na ahomete kra baby what you say wo ma sheda pa no ma fele ho na I think I saw one chief bi ohini bi so ohini dia minim it was like cuz sankanya krofo na be fele yanka motu ya nante afa ha na like seriously ayo hin ben ya say sa na o kire dia fele ne ya fele na so yiri fa krofo no I don't know pe as a chief as ohini ye be dis asemu nko be sense so ohini na no chese tumi nyina wo de kura wo dabi utumi ma ohini no se krofo ne ma utumi ma political power na wanya no utumi fa se krofo ne ma no e se utumi ka ho asem sense e yasem hia pa asem mu yeduro o mensa na hene ye ra finance minister Dr. Kesiela to 14 stress aban no ahye niema aban na toto niema enu nti no ye nko IMF sabre pa de IMF de ye no to kwanta ya pai na ebisa se so ye foundation is strong sa ana ye be ye niema bi e be soronko chen previous administrations aba besin ko nyina na we wait to see and then duru ho a ye be hu ni nyina na ya hwe awie ene enkoba kakra be di ansa bedwafo atena se no enra hye bedwom LGBTQ+ emra no omo passe akase ebe kokoma mampani na ode ne signature gba na wasan na be ye emra wo Ghana ha manage me eye me de me ne je na nchenu ahyew bi koso o mrase bedwam ho ense bakome no me ense bi koso obedwam mrase bedwam mrase bedwafo no bi ekasai de fa ho na minim nientia na omo kyerɛkyerɛ ma adwene so omo ka nsema hodo bi de but for me so bisa me opinion a dia meka ne sɛ ye damrase bedwafo ase esa so obrase mo brase pa aye huhude aye musuo ya no odan mu ane wo no obi na hye na mo ye sɛ ne mukokoro mu asɛm ne mfo bia ho na mo abonten so de da bi yante saa yante te ye saa nyankopa mo ye saa enti esese afo so ye saa esan sɛ biribi a nkrofo bi fo so ye saa no ye ho so twa nyankopɔn de ma wo mu enti sɛ yanyere ye ho atoto ne mayi a hwɛ de me ya ne nipa bi om fere so mo ya asofo na I said there you know you get my point why who na ojira ho nyankopɔn wo wo na wo so ye nyankopɔn na musi no wasase so wo na wo sɛ nyame ɛna wo de title ato wo so wo ye sofo ɛne wasɛm a na mo so so ye nyankopɔn ni papa wo na osi na namu ha asɛm wo you should be the first person to condemn wo the first person who so jiri jamu pa sɛ yampiri mo bi anye menka me mo bi adin na mo de ameka ne sɛ wo yo bi a wo sɛ dibre no a so yo kanifo a ɛsɛ wo sɛ sare ma yeye no akiri ma bi ba ye ma bi ba ye nana no bi ba asan hwe ya ɛbɛsɛ nkora ne nyina brabo ɛbɛma ga na nyadin bi eti the earlier the better na nsan yi wo so nkrofo bi koye Caribbean parade bi o sɛ ho na ɛma ne hyehyɛ nneɛma bi ne nneɛma bi tantantan bi ɛnyɛ yamamre sɛ yɛse ye gye ahoho a that doesn't mean sɛ bibia na ɛse yɛgye enti sa me hu ayi no tourism ministry ɛne me dwom pa ɛsɛ sɛ mutumi nka nkyerɛ yɛ sɛ saa adeɛ na ɔmkɔ yɛ a ɛma na dwudwa dwom so na ɔmo yɛ no Brazil ne hwan na ɛma ne hyɛ pioto fia bi na ɔmo baba ɔha mu bubu atopafo ne nneɛma no ɛne ahosiesie tantan no mo kasa mo nim ho hwe a me ne mo nya adwene sansa mo na mo control culture ɛwɔ Ghana ha mo na mo control saa nneɛma no nti sɛ mo ho se mo nim ho hwe de ho na hyehyɛ saa nneɛma no mo yɛyɛ hwan ya wow eti no ɛsɛ ye ma nkrofo hu your identity as Ghanaians ɛsɛ ye ma wiase hu the Ghana that we are the Ghanaian that we are no ɛsɛ ye they should see our culture our identity ɛsɛ mo hu nyamesoro wo ye mu anya ne saa keke anya de bra hwehwe nti no bibia bebia ne adi akire yo sina on pesa oba bebo bra bi no sina tu obefo sa won kɔbɔ sa brafo no enso so mo bi so nya bi sɛ wo nim sɛ oba bɔ sa bra na enye ma wo a ana wan kasa so sa bra na enye ma wo a ande na wo mo aye no pesa so so ana sɛ wo nya ho kwan enkɔ asambo omo nye carnival oba bi nti na wo ye sa na sɛ mi sɛ wo mutumi mo abu asa cruise na no na mo hyehyɛ jeans ntientia sɛ maade bi ketekete ɛhyehyɛ high heel ɛyɛ yɛ mo nsa sei ɛmubu wɔ mu ɛwɔ baabi nti no ama wo ntia se ana sɛ wo po ma pass law no wo sorry tia sɛ den ko ma pass law no me opinion no o ma pass o mo de enema bi bai o mo gina enema ba miensa bi so amendment bi o mo yeye sɛ dawurubɔfo a yebehu saade na yebɔbɔ ho dawuru sɛ ebia ye ka sɛ obi bɔ ho dawuru a sɛ if you are promoting it ano de mra makwan na mo yahu sɛ omo yes ane maybe na police for akwachi omo na sɛ be ye news a me ma yebɔ police for na akwachi omo ana ye news ana me boa mra ne na di onipa no ana yakɔfa na di news ano me sɛ training no me nya bɔne bia me dawurubɔni me nya bɔne bia nti so aka sɛ bia ye nchemi tumu a emwa esan se enka ne mra no na sa na netie Ebi doctor ni a ebi obia obra fun a wabai ahohwibrai obra tantan yi wakokobɔ nti onya yere bi a doctor na ehwe no no se na be ne ho beto no na onko jimi nyesa kwase ade ni bio no sai bio tafrache mo fa nchemi no doctor ni lo kasa wo chi na se wo kasa wo chi na enye yesa se na adwuma no so doctor otumi hwe nipa no so ma ne wu ana meboa nti so kasa doctor ni na yi na fi mu no eno nso mra na asa amendment no woni na nya adwene a what I try to tell me opa chese enti no me de samna ne de mani age pa me den so pa mo me ma no so ho a esase hu nipa bi a wo mo so dress sa ne ma no bia hudo bi ye ne mu me hudo bi wo nkran ne kuma se ne me bi a ene okọ mu guo pa yan pene wo mo nya no abonten eye kukua mu de mo nya no kukua mu na mo so be abonten so de lalai Mama ye hu oman ne say ye dia. Mama ye fa oman ne say ye dia. Ye fa ne say ye fie. Se de pese ye ma ye fie ye kama, ye ma bobra pa no. Ye hu oman no so saa. Sa suban nyina ne sa ne man kitikiti no, most of them are imported. Siatra. America okra ye say obra your hold bibia bi okra no most of the states no o man pene so o man pen Donald Trump ka say bi o so ne de ni gidie mu no Nyankopon bo neema bo nyina no obo ba ne bema nti ono ohun aware ye se ba ne bema nti ye kasa yi wo ho transgender fo se hwan fo yi se me am yoba me so am yoba ma o se me ye hwan no wo so jamu wo so military mu nyina ye yi wo mu nyina Womu a awon se me yoba enti me yoba ma but me ho ba enti me ni ma betu mirika no se masa wo ye be ma wo ne ma betu mirika wo ye oba na so ye ho be ma masa wo ye oba wo ne ma nkutu mirika so na wo se wo ye ho na me ye be ma na makopai me baabi na manya akosua kuma enti me na ma yesi o se masa wo boa wo ye be ma go to mema zone we oba and also akwa artificial bi de atua ho say we bema ntu na mana we say hey masa go back we oba that is what US President Donald Trump aye me manage ne ho pa wo eno nko ade manage ne ho wo aye abode you can change it sabe muampo o say krama bema akofo no yonko krama bema entesa ne ye hye no so say sa ne ma enu wo obi betumi akase me ware special ice o man bi onipa ne ware microwave eno de veil kata microwave no so eno de ayi bi she so na papam se ayi ena okura bouquet o de bouquet na akotwere microwave no ho ena ono so address ena ogina ho no mo ya ware na wi na you be kiss your bride ena o microwave no oyi veil ni fie no mu sei ena o kiss microwave ni ti we enya dambo we enye something enye na we wo beso so Ghana ha obi o se me hu dua we ye me fe se de nim tree isi we pa de eye kama wo nim tree no pese me ware no na wakobo na busu afama na mo de ayi lace abonim tree no kama no ma hyehye apama isi na mo de hye nim tree no na mo akogina ho na mo aya sorry na so for so you may kiss the bride no akọ kiss nim tree dua na esi wo no anakube ana anka enya dambo na we ba na se esi etwe ho ayi a wo enti momeyen hye no so se oman ne ye man a obia ye dance Ghana ye dance pa bibia ye dance wo ho enti mo sa da ne ye dance no en reflect o ye dada setena mu ne titiru ene oman no abrabo mu enti madam na sebejafo ase se sa mere at long last omodo mo sa sha ase mo ma ne nkoye dada ni bi biribi abese nko no mo ma ne nkoye dada ni bi aye bibia wie ye ntu yamfa yensa sha ase na no so nsem be ho anka we de ye wala italai ka se be si Ghana ha enti ye be sere mampanin ye nim so de obeye e ba ya na wasan no pejja se na Donald Trump sign signature tententi opejja no na Ghana fie komato ye no and then agencies ye do tumi ama mo se so bia bibia te sa ye ntwe na so no no discrimination ade ne tuntum e ye fita mo ye meye ne sa ne ye synthesize system no mu kakra na ne man ko ye man kakra ɛsan sɛ nneɛma no nyinaa no ɛyɛ nnome ɛde ma ɔman no ɛyɛ nnome ɛde ma wiase yɛnkae bi koraa no yɛhu no bi ɛsɛ hu bi pɛnti na bɔyɛ so wɔdi ne bagorɔ a na wɔyi n'ani ato nkyɛn ɛsan sɛ ebi si biri bi a bɛsen kɔ Sodom ne Gomora no ɛyɛ Nyankopɔn ya ɛma ne dabufu hyew yadeɛ bi a ebi anka wanyɛ te sɛ yɛbɛtena ase na sɛ yɛsɛ asɔfoɔ yɛyɛ mmeranimfoɔ yɛyɛ alɔyɛfoɔ yɛyɛ MPs yɛyɛ hwan na sɛ saa mmerɛ yi obi anadwo sɛ ɛna sei a woyɛ ɔmanbɔyɛfoɔ dɛm ase anɔpɛ yi abagyafoɔ ba bɛtena ase na yɛde ho nkɔmmɔ nti mo ntwɛn yɛba sisi ha Ewi ade shema ma edam asese munyina bretwen yema yekoto nkraya bebra so se ye hyase na yedi enkomo ene enkomo no emodu na ubehye we be make sure say ye beka na yahyehyɛ ne se de ye se yɛhyɛ ne pepepe amanfo adwenche no mususu yenso de wa woni tua ebekoso wa ne pa na ansana no mame fa hokwan na yenua ba ye mame ye bibia ma be kidjamfu a mane boy nsaka se ono nso ahwere ne mame nti antike kidjamfu a bibia obi anopai me ma ohade papa eba ni sia na ato ne enade de bia na meka me mame ti ase no me huni na me mame firi mu na me hu se bibia yira enafom kra nti emfa nso wanyini se senkra no uhuna wo kai ne ma bi uhuna utuminya arechiche surunku bi nti antike kidjamfu a bibia obi anopai ma ohade papa dobre no so na senya ko boaboa na yetinkwam a eba beta wachi sanso ena menua enso nyame ye kantinka ono so ne hu kani Easter ya ono so papa da fom se na nsenya no so free muti Easter ya bibia obi anopai me ma ohade Mrs kantinka Mrs enso nyame ye sakamai anopai me ma ohade pa na yakopon adom asiju ha eba beta wachi na ya mana efefe sanso ena lawyer semi jamfin so ne enoja na se kwan ewu kumase enti sami bebia obi anim se sabre de wa aso ahye wonte na so enim se ye kan wo mframa mu a edan a we beti abo amane enti sami jamfin no pay ye ma hyede papa ma hyede ensi ye nya fom so bende nya ba enti no eta wachi e obibia wo ye bia mu yakopon chiche busua ni nyina were na bibia nkoso boko se de esitie no ebinum kono na ebinum nso eba enti emi se me wo birthday ba ku bi wa ha okay mame hwewi aha nana kwaku dankwa kwode otoso mienu asate atundwansa mahene onukuri ya no ono ye CEO edema Ghana Gas Debbie sorry mufanchene ye nana kwaku dwansa nana kwaku dankwa kodi otoso mienu asante achim dwansa mahene baby awobia no so who happens to be Dr. Ben Asante enti Dr. Ben Asante on achim dwansa hene I minimo yo okay nkane sawo hu enana utiri nko mo machi ama sampo kuma jesi so chia wo fa se o sim kan so chia pa nti that is that you say ye de besi na fe mabedwafo abeka mensa no madawo adi na fe ya hyase na ye di enkomo ene anope ene empanimfo abeka mensa meni wo mo ebeye dwumadie no minifa so doti minifa so yi minu akuma no nanso okohyemu a oma ohumi ose bra me hu wache na msanye no ebe mana ya ibia yamfa wodi ama
read
mo de bai o lawyer ni kura sanka se wo abegigi bibia me no be court esanse minu akuma lawyer ni Bernardo Redu Donko aye lawyer ni o kan PP communication team no ho ono team ni fa so pay na actually no asem bi wa meka menyankan so ho ye
yame adom ho ye na onso eba pen
adom
uni anya nso uni ano
edu ba bi ebe wo sa asem no maka ma na ya ye se uni anya uni o
ba uni anya uni ntimi fo bi uni anya uni ada tu uni anya uni ano ti de famisa eje bibia ne nka
de ba tu bia fa de se bia ma no tibi ba kumsi engineer Isaka Amonkote ye ka local governance wa ben pa no ni makra map obetumi aye ni sase obedura kra map obi ani ni fie nipa ofi onyina kru mu bi adi wa engineer Kwaba Kotei aha okay Kotei na Kotei okay Kotei bibia boko ehu wache Doctor no so Dr. Bernard Abeku Arthur say no onye Dr. Bernard Abeku Arthur so di hin nti ma me fa na hinni na de tese na konwa din akafa enfra no na enye yi wahimpu aha nana kwaku nyako otosu mienu nana me pacho me mawo achi ema akwa aba aha nana baby odi hini na me one fan ka
onya no ye shebreku suase
oh okay all right this menya hin ba kon so wa ha this me pass ase me problem kura no answer na ayi amafo design am na se no ano no doctor no so no Ebo Bokman or deputy communication director at the UP party no ono so ewa ha na or no ufigwe nana osabarema kwesiata aha na ofase ana
natural ba
nti akase honorable bondis we be kan ho na fe if you have complete na fe ahya se de ko na so no nya ma yi abedwafo da sipi ne momre ya sha se na ya sha se fi South Africa sansa ho na ye sheshe kakra na se yemfa yensunsu ne sha se sansa yenka fi samase akwabonten
oh se bia yi abonten na ne abafi
na sheshe
ye grasa fo abonten ewe ofie
ye ko South Africa memu na ne me koso no men kan se time wo mo ne ye no minim die akiri na aban no akofa Ghana fo bi aba menya ne tie se enra ne nne wo mo process Ghana fo foforo hwe be by Monday another batch ebeba na eba sa no ewuraba na odi ade nenem se ose Ghana ye predodo na sama ye kana se ye ha ye ni ye ka na ye very disappointing see ye yes Prince my yetie run voice no na ewia videos e wo ho a wo mutata nkrofo buru nkrofo wi nkrofo ne ma no ye yi ni nyina afiri ho wi a na fi atena se ne ye di nkomo Prince wada roma se videos na ready a obetumi abo ama ya ne ahase.
An response was not necessary because it now creates an impression that we are all like that when it is a certain section of our society that needs to be contained by law enforcement. And one Ghanaian lady was saying, you see, the problem is, and I wouldn't have taken this option. The problem is we're being beaten in front of the police and the police are not doing anything. That's the problem. And when this opportunity came for me to leave, I left because if the police can't defend me, it means the state is in agreement with the people who are beating me. So we think it was too quick. We'll still resolve this. And President of Ghana should have given us, some time to really deal with this matter, and we'll get to the bottom of it. We hope they will come back to their senses. We don't have to respond the same way they did. We need to pursue the diplomatic engagements with Ghana until we find one another. We don't think Ghana responded in a manner that really reinforces dialogue and diplomatic engagements. It actually creates a very bad, extreme situation, which is not. It's a selected few, and we are pursuing and persuading government to still act on those few, and we're saying to them, they must give us some time, they must be patient.
Hi everyone. So the Human Rights Commission has taken me to court in my personal capacity, taken our lawyer to court, taken March and March to court, and some of our members, as well as Operation Dudula, and they have cited us as respondents because they are saying that the police need to arrest us for stopping illegal immigrants in hospitals who are here for all kinds of reasons besides emergency health care. And ideally the South African Human Rights Commission, that's supposed to be protecting our rights to life and making sure that the law is being upheld is the very same commission that is now wanting to aid and abet illegal immigrants in the country instead of making provision for them to be deported and taken back to their countries of origin. So we're calling on all of you South Africans who are available on Tuesday to please join us at the Durban High Court. That's where we're going to be appearing. And we want to make our voices heard. We've been saying, we've been crying, we've been going on all platforms trying to be heard. The country can no longer take care of all these illegal immigrants. None of our resources are capable or are even budgeted for so many people who are not South African citizens. Therefore, we call on all of you who are available on the day. Please, please, please do join us. But also, if you're not, we need you to help us make as much noise as possible about this issue so that people know what we are going through as a country that is overburdened.
Now, look at this aftermath here. Look at what these people are doing here.
I can tell you without an iota of doubt that Africa Union, as is today, is not fit for purpose, is not fit to provide the leadership that this continent needs going into the future. And therefore, there is need for the reform of the Africa Union.
What the video see kakra bi kekene yi ya bibire wo ho a be di aka ho na de okasa sisi ne Kenya mampani o say African Union AU ana ya ka ho asam sa African Union yeku no say ehwe say sia pa se dia etie pa dia onipa na ebeka so etiase ewu o ye tiase ewu kura ntia se bone pa ne man san so regina entense de ekono enye adepa mami sese mfamfiri Honorable Vondi so esan say ona wa bem akwaba bibia boko urade hu ye mabo ide wase asemi ba na ehyanse ketekete bi ne ye full say ye normal enheda anya asem bia edidimu a bebia bebeduru nie na ade ne se de ye kɔ ne ye full say bia mpo anka ebra amanhudo bi ye se for instance Ghana ye adwene se be kɔ fa ye adehye no mo panifo bi start so mo kasa nkɔ mama na akɔfam kakra but as we speak ese kura na eya jinsam kura niam ne say anom say wi anom wi na say kura de omo de akɔ schools boarding schools ayen kwada nketenkete kura na ho no omo de akɔ ho nyina anamo amutu ye no South Africa malema say mo pre ye ho dodo anke say tumi su diplomatic means na e to be the resolve issue no ewura na odi animu ye gide obeka sai first or first person no ewura Zuma no o say Ghana pa de ye very disappointing na de ye na PR gimmick ina na ye ya mama say nyina hu say hey so bibia ni ho na ye bibia ti sa wo hu ne san mo pre mo ho dodo na nkofa Ghana fo e ba ye anka say mo twen kakra mo exhaust diplomatic means no na anye ye na mo kotu asa na mo ye say ti so mo ka kire ona mama be 10 minutes
me da say mama nchia Kwabena na menchia woni a ameni abehia ha bedwafo nyina yebeka ensem ofide kase so na menchia Ghana man nyina ni twefo tema kwaman me ma menua Samejamfi ne ne yere abusuafo nyinaa yɛ akɔ kɛseɛ paa na ɔtomfo nyankopɔn mfa yɛ papa kra nsie papa no nyɛ ne bere na aso ɛna ofiri mu onipa bɔnfo a wɔn mpɛ nipa yie ɛna agye ne kra firi nsɛm yaya saa nti emabusuafo yɛ akɔ sɛ nnɛ na yie no yɛ ha aseɛ di na akɔma ɔtomfo nyankopɔn kyatufo atuma kwaman wɔn a ɛhwɛ me disi ne mpɛnefo nyinaa menua South Africa agu Africa nyinaa anim ase papa South Africa egu Africa nyinaa anim ase na ɛyɛ fɛreɛ so shameful sɛ wotu kwan kwa ama no na nsɛm kwa ama no meni ma nyɔnkofoɔ yɛti hɔ a yɛdeɛ yɛ ka business asɛm ne adeɛ na ɔma akɔfa aba Africa yɛate sɛ mua mo pam mo ho yɛate sɛ mua mo boro mo ho ne adeɛ na bɛyɛ dɛn na Donald Trump deɛ ɔyɛ ne akɔka ho asɛm Africa wo Africa the continent Africa na se yɛntumi unite ɛho sɛ yɛ nuanom yɛnyina yɛ Africa fo yɛnyina bibifoɔ na sɛ yɛni ankasa yɛ ho sɛ yɛ ɛbɛsi dɛn na ɔto kwankwa ama no ne ne yɛ wo saa bɛtumi abɛka ho asɛm enti South Africa fo ne yɛ no ɛdi nkan ne sɛ egu Africa nyinaa anim ase and I think say for the African Union so mo bɛyɛ hwɛ han up to this stage anuama we kɔ so no I think say me ne Kenya me wa asɛm a Ruto kan yɛ no I think say me ne yaya adwene because we are panin na wote fie na ankwala wi na nka no anka ya ka woni wi na nka ye bo ka ho and I think that the leadership of the African Union is really disappointing in us. And the earlier they sit up, the better it will be for this continent called Africa. You see, South Africa refuses they were in a situation where the entire continent rose and helped them to get their freedom. Apartheid the course no nya South Africa nko to me no de ku ya di nya fa hodie and their late president recognized that President Mandela recognized say enya wo mo nko effort and Nigeria was a very key country Ghana was part of it. The whole of the continent, yɛnyina yɛ boae, ama South Africa enya afahodie. And then, what they are doing, hwɛ bro a wɔn bro nkrɔfoɔ, adan a Africa ni aba wo krom, Africa. And nti no, woyɛ na yakade eti saa no. I think that is so shameful. Malemo aya nipa bakwa Julius me pena sampa but unfortunately in some wakan you know is degrading his stature as a statesman, as an African champion amihuno di ankrofo ye onipa bakokra no South Africa Mra Anchinantum. Not even an individual, one person have been arrested. Onipa bakokra ni wa yechi no. So, kamia ye say aban no ankasa foa de omo ye no so. Kamia ye say aban no ofoa so say yenye nkrofo saa because omo mfa nsie. Ayade omo ye ni petem. Ayade here look at how they looted people's shops. No metimi buewura shop ho etumi askata ho nyina luti nneɛma wo nyina buru nkurɔfoɔ prepre bi ebi mu fam wu na wi abɛka kyerɛ me sɛ yɛne anyame adom His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ɔwɔ abadaeɛ ohunu sɛ nipa na meba sɛ meba bɛsom no mebɛsom Ghana na Ghana fo kwa ho ahiem na so nam ne foreign ministry so okudacho ablakwa yɛkɔfa yɛmma abɛfie sɛdeɛ ɛbɛyɛ adeɛ mo yɛ no monkɔ pra wɔn ku wɔn no wo se yɛtutu mampa Amerika yɛyɛ anka yɛtwɛn so kakra na woku wɔn mu wie a yɛbɛfa body na akɔ anaase yɛdɛn. I thought that was very reckless and it is too low to talk as such a very dignified individual I see like Julius Malemo. I think sir this is too low for him. Yan China Ghana Fontina South Africa na munku wo munwie. Ye wie a yakosisa body na befia besie. Right? You see what exactly is the problem? Problem ni say South Africa for say Africa for aba South Africa no. Eji wo munyuma everyone some. And one of the funny aspect of it ni say I say Nigeria for ne ba omuji omumma everyone some. And you know ye pam Africa for so omunko fi adan ya omuji enyuma everyone some. Really? So should we reciprocate that in Africa? South Africa, minim said DSTV free South Africa, meboa. Yeah. MTN, minim said free South Africa, meboa. And many other, only say ShopRite or so, whatever it is. Yeah, free South Africa, right? Yeah. Should we recommend a withdrawal of all South African companies, their licenses from all other African countries? Is that what we want to see? Take Nigeria, for example. Natural population of Nigeria. Use MTN. And see how much millions of dollars. South Africa, Enya free Nigeria, just for one single business, MTN. Look at DSTV. How many people in Nigeria? What DSTV? South Africa. Direct. Should we cut all those businesses that are South African businesses from all other African countries, including Ghana? I think some consideration of that nature must begin to give birth to reasoning. Actually, say yanya sa. Womo be fi so omo kwa na ye nipa. Si yanya sa ebereba South Africa be feel say yen there yetumi de ye obi no obi ntimi fanya yen, and I don't know who they are. Look, in my life I've been to South Africa only once, and I don't think there is anything so interesting there that I'm going to take anyway. Seriously, me too quite man on the power, but I've been to South Africa only once, Johannesburg. I was doing some, airline. Ibina wanted to have one of their company, the Alpha Air, to bring us aircraft to run it. But we even abandoned that business. And into the Marco South Africa once, me see what man, I don't see anything. And their behavior, I'm feeling posted there is a country called South Africa, say Menko. I think, say beye year home. As I say Africa, and penny for AU, African Union, leadership. As I say, you started here in South Africa, as well kakra.
Nanya AU na Kenya man penny route say option said it's not fit for purpose.
And I agree with him. Mm-hmm. And that is why there must be a total overhauling of the union to get people who think about Africa to be there and to take decisions that will inure to the benefit of the entire African continent. We cannot continue like this after say mbrofofona bedi yesu atwen yaso ni yenia so ye way, all because you think say be Africa South Africa developing kakra. So you see, we need to let them know say their development or whatever it is that they are not getting in isolation. This world, you cannot live in isolation. na yɛ den na America kura ma ho kwan sɛ nkurɔfoɔ bɔ ɔmo kurom America ne ka countries akɛseɛ ayɛ den ne ma kwan sɛ obi nkɔ ne kurom na mo nko adeɛ nti for me I think say yɛ adwuma a mo feel say Africa more your brothers and sisters of Africa not from any other continent Africa we helped you to get your freedom na sa mo feel say no Africa ni South Africa yet threats and you see I learned so show my history no you know originally they are the kind of lazy people yes omu pensano penuama basa ye and I don't want to say I'm sorry or excuse so to me ye Africa ni say he abrante ba ko ba Ghana or free South Africa ba Ghana omu bo na chiri mama obedru Ghana ha no o run entire nyina na odi kire say so obi fi so obu a won na chi na me hwe ade na nesio na mani so adan ya of course Africa ono any continent na yankɔ Africa yankɔ he look when you look at the United States of America it should be different countries so maybe funny say Pennsylvania different country New Jersey different country New York different country omo no na aka bom na ye United States of Africa sorry America inti ahano enka South Africa Niger, Burkina Faso, Ghana, Nigeria, ni nyina na kabom ni friend Africa nka United States of Africa. Enti no so we be free one inti fani so be free Pennsylvania no kwa bia New York so kwa ye adwuma na New York for mbro no nya saa. When are we going to grow? When are we going to begin to think as Africans? When are we going to reason?
Anya ye leaders na me yedru baby yedru.
No, who is leadership? What is leadership anyway?
Ebia ne AU. Na ye Organization of African Unity OAU and ye oni fi ho na ye beka AU African Union ye unity aha ye bisa say idea pa na sa AU no etumi achieve when it comes to Africa become a state dem pa achievement ben pa ever since ye create sa AU no dem pa na achieve
no but for me, no, maybe somebody would have to educate me because you see, even so, me ye bribim poor, which of course I do not know about. The omoya ni si yakoshiem niya, ye di nkomonia no muti akese kakra, and ye can the oma ye to extent say, you see because there we buy ye no enye new. The struggle, the independent struggle of South Africa was not born by South Africans alone. Do you understand my point? Many countries suffered. Look, the reason why the Western countries did not like Gaddafi, Castro, and many other individuals that are African, champions in our continent was because they supported the apartheid of they helped South Africa to get freedom. And their first president recognized that.
Yes, Mandela.
Mandela recognized.
What an interesting thing. There was this Dr. Eganeni in 1994. Your friend Dr. Vincent Anku, no medical doctor. On my Nelson Mandela $10,000 1994. Prince, check no for checking to TV no be here. So offer more. So I don't know check now. Dr. Vincent Anku de mine and then $10,000. That was 1994. And on one train or science, say me Dr. Vincent Anku Ganani, I'm your doctor. Me Nelson Mandela, Nelson Mandela didn't $10,000 US. First National Bank in South Africa, Konakoyi, Nefabua, Namonkoma apartheid. It's individual Ghanaian. Can you imagine which year was that? 1994. Do you know how much $10,000 meant? 1994. $10,000 1994. Only me no bit me aye. Me get me di mwa buamo. We declared, some support and all that. Okay. All right. Mono moniate. So for me, one, I am recommending that all businesses from South Africa, licenses be withdrawn from all other African countries. So hold on. I don't think you want to endorse. Said the African countries, almost citizen,
ɛni sɛ yɛn nso yɛ pɛ obi obetumi ayɛ DSTV ɔga na ɔyɛ Ghana ni a sɛ wɔn a ɛwɔ South Africa yɛ ɛbɛrɛ ɔmo sɛ ɛbɛ fie a na ɔmo anya adwuma ayɛ wɔ DSTV Ghana mebɔ a so MTN yɛtumi nya Ghana MTN na South Africa fɔnfɔn kɔ ɔmo deɛ nkwa yɛba ne yɛ so wɔn a ɛyɛ adwuma ɔga na yɛtumi ayɛ so that we can let them know say we are in Africa. Of course I wouldn't endorse that but dear Benti and America say yes sir they will continue doing this and I don't think it is good for us.
Engineer,
it is not good.
Engineer,
yes sir,
dear Koino Nigeria for kwado mani abra ma start kwada da o start ko South Africa for no mu fie ni nema hodo me ba ko bi o mo call Shoprite was Nigeria one of the states no and o mo so mbowura ho wo mo so start yes and nema kitin retaliation, you know. Is that the way to go? South Africa for them mo yi
no nanso obehwe the historical antecedent of the creation of South Africa kasa now the other two African Union African Union asema ye kan we mean say we refer say you were the bond of 1844 I down chichiri ye bom mo contract no agreement no o ye sure say ya yi ho afri
David that so
and you dey who compare any other country it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. South Africa as a nation, you know, almost historical antecedent, you know, some federal state, some provincial one, almost unitary state, you know, very porous. So let me tell you. And na kwatara one Zulu for almost to me be able to say the almost other provinces no so they mention even the police itself no cry no they are afraid to even go and enforce the law so they mention because one man really here a bit me done some civil war crowd will come way of doing things, you know, until ama ohwe malema or kase we could have because after all so 800 people now you cover no nana and Ghana for still better now what would them channel say yan fan say Ghana na issues no and na nipa ni beti kumase and kumase for AB busa nti yakoyi o mu free ho na o mo ticket course ni tamale ni kofodia na o mo yo o mo obi anka o mo hwe no eno ne yendai so na this nti yes videos ni bi wo wa ye yi ni nei no sa xenophobic action no mo ye 4-5 years ago no ebi akofufa ni na dia ba so na me chen nti ama say no Daniel so na obi a ohwe bia no be ye emotional kakra say na dey na nkofo yi chechiri but ye nya botre ni enhwe sene ne mani sitie so mo dem chen no ohwe EU European countries or makabum but each country bia wo omo ankasa rules and regulations omo wo eni ama govern economy and sana o the ba EU then it becomes some bigger a picture.
Until say a constitution senate no political parties no constitution no now so political parties constitution no omode bo mo bra nyina no the major constitution
right and it say any maybe cause war France na say French for bufu omo farmers that's it that be send farm products no call or other areas no omo ani ho French government no onhwe na EU mrana wo ho no and support wo and to omo demonstration a very violent demonstration France but any no say yan coaching for more anabibi so who hear demonstration who hear demonstration say yenin say entinka South Africa for you who hear demonstration atia anyama bi a omfi say enya so be it but to the extent say you take the law into your own hands now you didn't say hunu no e ho na me hu ba bia police no akofa and the president no so a maintaining kan
Ramaphosa.
So
Nigeria Senate be can say I said our investment in power in Nigeria or investment 70% to Muntino. I'm touch your best at Yakasa.
So the name can say we show them history now. Sir KwaZulu Natal for no. Omu yenya mebia. U gini wa on chase. Enti ama presidency ni kra no. Wanya bibi ti say wanya shock kakra. Say you for any omode because me kai say omode mining demonstration be by this galamsey omu demonstration. They had to shoot people. The police shot at the demonstrators. And so be wu gba wo man mu ha. Wo mu man mu ho. So dem che no. Enti nipa ni bi wo ho a omu adwene no eni se ne omu life ni city no o dey fa the whole South Africa enyeyi. Nti ebufo be bad to the extent say omu business say wo ha no yen starting komia wo mo aden
na aden say na no emia obi Ghana ni dia no so say wo lutu ba ko bi salon bi me video
ehonu nyina no
imagine nyina afa
nyabote ehonu nyina ne papa but ye dey ko baby a kokodu say omu business say wo ha
just withdraw their licenses and let them go.
Oh, license no yen withdraw me keke and come judgment debt to baby because I don't back arbitration. I mean work agreement no when say you sit here how do you withdraw it? I mean yen ma bi sawo and then you wo wiase aye nyina no ye ko anim ya sign agreement
ye ntumi nye bibia amfa ye o man sovereign country no
ye betimi aye Ghana eye o man foforo kra ye niama ye different from sankofo no ho no all dem che no ahai ye wo mra e che say unkra a certain amount of money untumi nye business me boa ye nianum a o mo wo abuso kan ni other areas o mo sorry ye no police van ko kan chom say hey munya botre na se ke ye di eni eja wo mo a nka ye nkodu sa pepeso iso on dem che no enti eye kasachre eni kwan be fa so a wo mo but anyesi se ye mo ho ban se wo South Africa wo be hwe hu yi na ai baby asankofo we no e wona police ntimi nka o masem no na won fa wasem mfa nko
na ye fa we no mo bankofo fi won ba ko se no
na wo mo province
school to school a hona meti a me so minister ma ko handa wo Joburg amende
ani ye se no wa fa aeroplane bi no aba ani sa no wa ko tra baby a ye nkobro ko si se ye betimi aka asem na ma na wie e se so ma de ye on se ebia Ghana ni baba waba o ye niama bi wo ho a o bo adwuma ebia Sunday kra on kwa sori no wa twatire na obi anya sika na wo so a utifie na wo ye South Africa ni no o de nse bia channel na papa iken o sori a because me ko apija e babo be 3 no no ma sisi tables wo abonti wo nyina ye bewe so mo sisi tables wo prom nyina
nsi oni so
na mo san go bo we adan
omjo mani pa
ye nam kutukutu jeze omo wi ankasa enso so hai ye nyensa ye bo duma poka on dem check it is Ghana bibi ewo ho na o bo na duma na wo de ne se wo wi mu pito no ne omo nsa bi on na che se o tewa no fa plans Ghana ni we kra ni se hu no di no ade no bi shop ha ye kobo no sa mu ye sa ne ma na e wo se ni omo tumi kasa omo krofo na tumi omo kasa se de mo ye no emwa ye mfa se ye yakoklu su MTN omo wo KwaZulu Natal ho no fam ho ba ni MTN yakoklu su ebia Johannesburg fo ani Pretoria fo ana bia be kan omo ti o de se mfa omo de omo se niama so de me che no na wo Ghana wo nya wo MTN no one ton wo nya wo de one ton
ayana
Ghana
Telecom
one ton
mitrele
na fe obi anya ni de na o de aba na o bo adwuma o su ebufu abanti ye nkotum
na so no so to me so the first one ko
o tun kra de kwa ye de ma o be sa ton o beto
ti the any money for sale
the any money for sale
engineer Baba reply
engineer for sale
me share with you for ya maame abna jemfo a wedi kan candidate nso ade kese na ato nani o maame ode ne be wiasem eye oba pani afia nyako a nyame ato ne safre no MPP party ni nyina na ade ato yeni esan se ya maame na nkasa oso maame no enu na ne maame efrim takrase eni kusi betufo abusia omunso ade ato mani oba kwatia constituency dia ye maame ba akopɛ eno no ti yenso yesu yani ye kan se nyame chiche abusia re nyame na no nim ne oye ono ana re chiche nso efri no wi amachia mapamfo de oma be kamensa ona bo bondi na me hu na che na me pese we misa no o sha ase ne se ne ndisi aye oye to ana oye work ana ni president candidate na beko wa winim so ni president candidate
me
Agya Kwabena one part there na also de nka waso for mu
o se to
beko to thank you to and obetina kan work and only president candidate na beko nti na ka me se ka obisa na ba we misa no nti se mitimi bisa na ni president candidate
NDC
me
uni president candidate ba che member president candidate ya yes we beni mampeni vice president
for South Africa as a
the vice president vice president to her foreign minister her and so president Suma honorable Atufo in the representing of Benin Benin president inauguration.
What's wrong with that?
Hey, I know that you be I go for so to form tell me bisa na say ho no be kwa na say obeye to and obeye work hu na che ti na me bisa no
okay no me ya cha say me obisa me dia
and say me basis
so NDC ni ho na yi ni ti wa kan say me person me di president but nipa ba ko di na mere
hey now
adia asema ye ebi kura me wa hensu me contest
e bi say me nuan me person me hu ba
me ya so bia me contest and before mo candidate amayi ni dia ka me kura nka is the best
ye be ho
team pacho bom na uto na wo yi omoni a na fe ya kan wase na obi anya nka so pe president
asembe ba da bi ya ba na
million
South Africa
say me me say me be president
okay yeah that's it
South Africa say me e hard dream pa na me mefa free me area of expertise law no near me specialization international trade and foreign investment and also na me chere ehun adia na ana anwara na AU ekofa ni fe no African Continental Free Trade Area ebaye
headquarters in
Accra na ne ha me kakra ne aman mienu edimu atintima pa Ghana and South Africa ye secretariat no wo Ghana ha na nipa ye yi ni say under no first South African the friend His Excellency Wankele many na share meetings bebre na wo hwe papa no in swadi hu owo African Continental Free Trade Area na ya san ye no head yes South African na enyoma ba ko mienu opese African man ye didwa bom na ye ho no ye mfa ye nyoma nko bebia na se yakoba no hadwen ade ba ko a na nke beboa edwadie wo abibiman mu ha African man mu ha Wankele ene na pamfo through African Free Continental Area na de buy Pan-African Payment and Settlement System ene se wo South African po na wo didwa na wo Ghana ha me as a payment system in Belgium utimi tuan in cedis
okay
na ya converting
and their core
currency say round now to no say safer now to no a friend of Pan-African Payment and Settlement System a opening Wankele eni swade hu ba ko pa senka ebetumi abem se na ebe ye dwadie ewo abibimam mu ha no ebe ye perfect na edem faso ebe bre bibiman nanso enei papa no dwumadie as African Continental Free Trade Head no ebe ye sheki kakra because amanya o ma ratify ana o mode o monsa chekrata ase age African Continental Free Trade dwumadie atum no Nigeria di mutintima pa in fact rounds are empenifo airco for tariffs agreements and negotiations no we Nigeria Ghana and South Africa free man enye if it's a year crowd ye host head of the secretariat and South Africa ni and headed the entire African continental free trade area. And Samia Bay raised a lot of diplomatic issues. It raised diplomatic issues even one Kele himself as a South African, who did this as we speak, so a program on Nigeria betimiako. Now sitting in Ghana Hakra as ye hosting say or no her secretariat who did this obetimia bejuma. You see, these are some of the things that I as South African phone who say. Almost South Africans, you know, are almost you may be on Bedibia and so why I won't soon so. I won't soon so because sending now Yabubodin. See a companies are almost or mashi me from Chromu about Manfo Chroma. We South Africa countries kakra bi din na bebo. Enti eso mo ti ase say nyomo beye bia e won sunsun so. Ene be African Continental Free Trade in pompon so edu any tariffs agreement negotiations ahodo e koso no. Sa nyomo amoye South Africa enti Nigerians ni nya twom ho pe. Bibia say. Asa Pan-African payment system anka ya de panka ebeboa. Enti South Africans no ye be se e twom ka twom say. Oman anasa ebibi manti ayo mo hwe ne yoma bi ye
na oredu de wo kan de fefe gunkrata so in reality no e wo ho
yes
na leaders na South Africa memu mampeni South Africa mampeni onimu say ene aban no enimu say hye we na wo ho a etise na ne nkofo ye na ma bi a aban no enimu say kwa bi so no e be affecting the man no I saw no so to odi intemu amafokasa a state sponsored na enja no kore.
Well, I think say Obi Obeka say state sponsored no onye wrong onti ye. Mimpo de Emeka say over the years no oma ye hwe han dodo. Ade we ye perennial broni beka perennial almost every 3 years and 4 years bia unity. Almost every 3 years 4 years bia unity na ye de afache na eja ye de na afache na eja. They have perform animu ba faces omu ba sisa omu di ensenhunu omu di nyamena asem yanchi obia. And it's a because a state sponsored that Odika Adia Bakuna a hadrin say, and yes, South Africa for no any of man penny no penny for no more education say, no more yenny won't soon so a being African continental free trade area soon so making. And so, who was signing Diana, what is South Africa now? Ye bibia, Oben who say, I won't soon so to be trench on I say. Meba Ghana buying animal 2 year. Ghana buying animal 2 year, no tea Julius Malema. Oben who say, ekwan bi su no obetimi na aya drink kakra ekwan bi su no so ntimi na drink kakra ye wo diplomatic channels sansem we sia ye invoke na ye hu anamo ayesi etu ena ebiomu nso eye omampani bia ne aban bia sede se obebo ne citizen ho ban edi sa diplomatic channels aya eche enso ye omampani wo ya ban na se onkrofo di yaw e wa man for onkrofo man so a e wa se de se ukomumwa enti anamo aga na ban tu de MPP as a party any problem bia say ye this year e ho atochima na aban no e de nhihye ato akofo maba sa na aban tie aban bia so show leadership obehwa ye rekufo adomreso emra covid ba ye eginam ni mu eni o magana for die president show leadership enti o man bia ko hiehie mu a eye omampani ni aban owo so asede se obekọ nipa no omuwa sa pepepe na aban ye enti na mekasi ye rekufo ado ohwa manyi abanyina opa abompani a covid ba ye dia hunyenya bre ne manfo otimi di mu atentini magigi yen tata obia enya opportunity under the covid regime ni policies or the to ha ebo man nyina enti ye oman bia asede se omampani bia asede ni aban bia asede se abrande panfo anani manfo ebekọ ahunyehiam bia no okom wonti se NDC aban a Yewurajo Mahama eda no akogana form wa NDP as a party there that's yen de bema no if it's yen so ye bida if so manfo so ehuhia nyemeka edi atwa to ne se
okay
Agya Kwabena
yes,
so what to kwanya kotina obi man so da enya de ketwa etole bia obetimi anama beye bosumi ba bosumi no obi mpon hia o enka se ohun te senda it's such a lonely place out there I won't lie to you it's so lonely out there especially so when you walk home ha na culture no ewura mu na utu kwanya it's such a lonely place enti omo fa sa tibie mu deda ne san de omo fa sa ho ya no memom ko se me mom ko sekese pa because psychologically obi man so tena enafom Agya Kwabena me say enafom obi timi kasem bi chiro pa na say me pa me ni unam nyina wani di wachi unam nyina wani di wachi na ya sande wa force atibie mu no ya mom ko sekese na momu yensan kanka ho say edum ya esi agitum say ye de ani oman we ye Ghana man eno na ye dia eno na ye nyina individually ye nhwe na obia so di eda ne so na so obia responsibility onya na nyie na ye nyina enya oman mu enije eni oman mu asumje na nya obi pene say odi betukwan eto da bi ho a otukwan because of school because your universities no ne ye new man aban mu a men developing to obetukwan obi nso de odi tukwan eye adwuma yen hwe na adwuma bi ho nso a yetimi training wo Ghana ha pa awie na yenya ne ho adwuma ema no na ye say odi tukwan ekopa adwuma foforo eye enti yen so asoman no yen making sure say fiti na ekoi Cambodia force aye bio so ni enya South Africa po Cambodia
but
it's not true.
Oh,
according
let's
to
say Bible thing I'm saying
kind but me producer prompt me say enra foreign ministry the letter by say mine and share bibi etisa e Cambodia man share bibi etisa
oh any that's it but and your way obroni because a replicative effect o man fo bi ehun say South Africa for ye Ghana for betwe omdom and share be show mkutupa no mo nso atoaso ayebi enti ne make ne say ye ndoye man yenye ne ye ye ntina ekroma sunje ene ya hye tuntum etire ye wi a ye kotena ye yas ya gensan body eni age omo benu bia no bi ye Pentecost elder for so say nsuo ne drink bia ya no ye de ya church ya ho na ye fe because ye ti ekroma ya na ekroma ni je ne wo
mami ko eboso asama ba
Pentecost elder
o kan say ayi owura du kan say mi sisi ya na aya na mi di ya sometimes betana me kasa nipa bi ntimase bia na omo de atemdidi ene me but family am say we ne letter omo de buy say Cambodia band ya ba say ono so hu say letters bi na mu ewie family say bibi etisa na bibi etisa no eni ne mam ne man no enhye so mnya bibi etisa until this is the letter from the Cambodian government.
Nice. The production
ati ye hwe ebo we be ka se si ase ye chichiro man no se bia me betena me wi am se o man ye de ya ye chichire se ya eye maye ese so ese maye ye wo Ghana ni budifo pa ye wo Ghana fa ye so be bo man pa but obe so be bo man na wo me ye bitumi am politicians accept tafache obi ni ebinum se de ni sanim de no mba bibi no odipa ne de na ideas aba so be bibi no na ya bo agu me a typical example owura ya o man pay ku for time o buy no person obedua obeboa me dua mo e wo Ghana ha wa heda ko sua na waba o se me so ba ho den a me nim de amanya no be beboa Ghana Eastern region dua mo Ashanti region dua mo North dua mo Volta dua mo na yenua mo na yankasa yennie mo ne fa bi nkwa manone owura yi chiye bre kan ka o Ghana yanye na ntum na ko Nigeria for kwaji no tu eno train Nigeria for dua mu wo se du bibi no mo mpene mo import emu fi abrochire ma na only one interesting thing Ghana ni na oba ye na ya nyina ntum no okọ Nigeria kwotete Nigeria for no ebibi I think Zoo Lion no so bedua mu omo ye seminar no Nigeria for Ghana ni akwotete omo mienu and the resource persons e wodumedi na se
Ghana ni no
Odum.
Yes.
Only say on na ko nyaso na metie.
That's what you are.
Ofiri ho Abraham Jima Odum.
Yes.
Look at the nimdia. Ono ya nyina ntumu no. O chiye me se do te bi kara bi suma no.
Ai.
O de ko Nigeria o je bi tumu. O ko mo Nigeria ayi emo no, emo industry no, rice industry no e grow pa. Nipa na otete wo mo Nigeria no. Ye baba ye dia o ha no Nigeria for no Ghana ni na ya pen no kwatete wom no ebu mienu na ebe resource persons. Look at this, does it make sense? It's yes ye mama mani ko de mu obi di adwen ba na e bibi obi make you abbo bibiri hwe ebi omu shade onko ye ko form ba yi.
Yes. Dr. Mensa.
Yes. Hwe ebi omu shade ye ko form ba yi eni Ethiopia Airlines. Unu scope je yes ka ketwa. Ghana ni I think I say gold star na bibi sa. Aba Ghana o ɛne ne nkrataa nyinaa ba sɛ meyɛ Ghana ni a mepɛ sɛ yɛ running airline Ghana airline mea bɛboa ma aba nti ne yɛnkɔ amanɔne ne n'asefoɔ no woka sɛ woka wasɛm a
adagye bɛbɔ wo
ɛti wogye ne sɛ with this mentality no yɛbɛtumi develop ɔman no ama Ghanafoɔ atena yɛ man mu na sɛ tu kwan po a yɛkɔsua bibi ɛde aba about 10 minutes
Agya ɛyɛ de kan no nchi a mama ahen asabere mako sa to de bi na menu anam na ebusuafo wo gu aya no fe chi obi biara na me chia pinyufa yɛ ne sha na ndenana na engineer na ma munua read no nye me brother Bondi ana pe me chi obi biara na asam no oya ka na wayɛ zin kakra na so sedeka South Africa for one can send bebre say ehwe videos a me hu nyinara but asam corona ono metia on move mpa first video about out a young guy be gina homa nkofo piwe twen we share beka ya that young guy I think unknown okofa no be first one of the ladies one of the person that go and fix your country.
Yeah, go and fix your country. Yeah. I mean, some video no come about last 2 weeks.
That is a huge statement.
Yeah.
Go and fix your country. I think it's a message to politicians. That statement from whoever said it, that statement from that person, it's a huge statement to our politicians. Go and fix your country. Politicians, fix the country. Ghana, ye pennies in South Africa.
Exactly.
Yabwa South Africa da. But in there, so be one him born and say on Kai was born now. Why ye in a born over Kaya? Or why we amount to me actually in a born and on Kai? Now why ye we get land more catch out there? Go and fix your country. Na say born over Kaya. It's a huge message to us as a nation. Then, as our man, no, you pay setters for Africa. My other African countries, but South Africans, but as well Ghana.
Yeah.
Or a bit of Ghana passport to Pano to Kwan. In the was it? Go and fix your country. It means far away they know Ghana has a problem.
Exactly.
And so, go. Don't just go and fix your country. Now, oya roho. Na mama kanu. I mean, my chance will fiance Marco South Africa. We be able to come ko abrochida na bia de okofie dwuma ayen. Ade there. Ejuma ohwehwen e bi nya ha. And also yes, ejuma ha na mo pie experience bi apart from ejuma. Me ejuma wa ha was no metifi no me the same ejuma or baby fofora apart from ejuma I have another experience bi a me nya no mukro say a don't feel kro mo to kwan pa copy ejuma there's something wrong mbabun nurses doctors one go school one chede wa go school say one all the soil na adwuna anyi there Olutukan wako baby akofie djuma wa ye nyere all kwase tourist na wa ba and all go school no one go hwe djuma bi wa ya it's a clear message there something is broken in our country the system is not working that is why Mofaman no nyim babunem the professionals na you know brain drain when na work on until let's fix our country first yes we can talk about what is happening in South Africa but me just there say you fix your country yan babu no oba pede oba ye djuma mo mani mu say kuma bi no oba kompa na nyim de nwan kasa worko no nwa na wor pede worko no nya da bibi nti won nya djuma ye come zone nti na oba ko and look at this djuma worko wo ye no so unto wo ye no ha a lot of them nti no utu kwan obi wo ha o ha proper roadside and for Barcelona no mo South Africa o ko proper roadside but if you create decent jobs for our youth here, they will stay here and work. Now, with that said, into politicians, that is why I watch what I hate in my life in corruption. Because corruption as a man or buffoon. sika nche ihe nyinaa yɛn taxes a yɛagye dɛ wɔfa yɛn mpuntudwuma na ntum yɛfa mbu gbendwuma yɛfa support system no ma obiara no wɔntɔre no na nyimpa kumaa bi nyimpa kwa na ben bi wafa dom sika nyinaa ode ku abrochi bank na abofun we use them sika no was invest in the economy was bu ndwuma ma wono nkrofo without ko tell no abrochi because can use no how we send this Kenyan way until we also this abrochi yes sir obi biala wa fa kono boni bidro no where's Ghana sika magana be be edu no yare hen corruption cases wa be men spend obi biala men spend obi biala what's it you should fix South Africa first go and fix your country honestly yet all Africa 13 African games so your national service is you so yo obi biala sika be sika ka she bi on ko fa sika no mbra onye dam asutwe bi offset dey man aso man ma auditor others no yan man now with that said South Africa free more eja only Africa contracted free trade area na one paying down CAF president of South Africa and look at these strategic positions Africa contracted free trade area as a Ghanaian who initiated it Alan Chamanton one year South Africa na ebisedo Agya Kwabena South Africa. That should tell you there. Accra. That should tell you there. That should be some special relationship.
Ghana, South Africa.
Yes. South Africa, needs to do. Africa, needs to do. And this is something that should unite Africa economically.
Yeah, that's the whole idea.
It's as unite Ghana, Africa economically now. I was South African. I was the president of South Africa. And you were there. The president or the leader of Ukraine, football, is supposed to also unite Africa, isn't it? At the apex of it, it's also a South Africa. It's all presidents in Ukraine one. And there, these two important institutions in the one for Africa hanging now. That's a one for Sabi Regime Dama. Into one. No, Thomas Sabi. Regime Dama into one. Yeah. No, and stop one.
It will affect the free trade.
So I want to wire the Mazi. When you television do. Be one. That's a kumpo one sent to no, South Africa.
And when I zoom and I did Cambon voice of
Jacinto's one.
Or say a human right for the neck court. It is South Africa for you now, Amra.
Durban
High Court, woman in Amra. Now, one say. Wa sakin krofo no me me di mo anim no ye de me kokko titi mo mara
tu ntumi wan kaza Ghana fo nyina ade asam na normal
it's the point is that the South Africa president normal so what's no one
CAF after
ma on catch on to an monday aba no coffee they embolden to do it na say ka there or your state sponsor that we are right to say it we are right to say it now say yang hwen ye na say yang jen ye ya that my kind no it will continue to recur because need the way no ayen won hwe in the 1 year so ayen won hwe o kina so obey obey nti aza sometimes me pay me no come ask me chiram eze me ka moto sabi o se nyi bi a no nyen hu haze na so nta asem enye ne yaze na pedo hu na wugwefu a ebo na so because academy won the wugwefu academy wugwefu on ti ebo no star obo there wugwefu na za South Africa fi you was son no was suspend the one because opinion can say me do maybe kwata
KwaZulu Natal
what na Sam also one for South Africa. The president should have authority over everyone in South Africa. The laws must work for people of South Africa. It is in Penifo, why was South Africa? What's in our here? AU suspend South Africa. Suspend them, bite harder, suspend them. Until you solve that problem in your country,
you'll not be part of us.
You're not going to be part of this.
After anyone killing free so now. One killing so after for winning free so.
In China and Posa, so you've been part to resign. So, Bonnie, if you type here to catch there for what is happening in my country, I've resigned. It will send a signal to his country there. Mary Yen or the Bibilba. But about to know, half is this now put also resign or because sir, I was a film chroma calf. Let's say next African cup of nation, come on Nigeria, for example. South
Africa for what could
I come on Kenya.
Kenya. Yes,
come on Kenya.
The point. So the problem is that if the president and the leader of South Africa say when 2 months that AU also 2 months well, AU should not fail us. Over the years, we're failing and now my abre. This is a test. There's a time when I was telling the when you show strong signal to other countries because the AU so when trying them on other countries will also be on board to do it.
Okay.
See, this is the way.
Nana, why is it that Brebe Sibia na Ekotwaba? So one shall ensure. Brebe so maybe an Ekotwaba. It is some say Ebia, a state sponsored and no politicians in a church. It's also to me and created Mamma, I hope what you mean na your boy whom I did so watch it. It's in the able to a cartoon confona girimu. No more be at sa. No we standing no. Say ya kasia to which a chiri fie ya. Anka man kwa bonten kokrese aduane. Say adwuma bi waga na sega na ni na be ya. Me ade bia na meka na kofo se hwe e ka me nko a de bia meka. E ka me nko a anka sa e lithium ya nya yi. Anka kwase boni bia se ba ho. Me too. But I think say organ of war e wonim de e betumi aboa. O betumi akeka mo ho abom afom consortium. Obi afa ne kon ayi ne link nkopɛ ne mamra. Ghana be guarantee di amamo. E lithium so bi ahia. It is wokɔ bia na Caterpillar abrochire Caterpillar company. Wo so wokɔ jomo machines makoma ku 2000. Na o de ye okofiri na se Ghana be guarantee di amount na e betu lithium. O nim say lithium no bia ehu hia obi a on fa amount. O de be mawo. Etiru yan chichiri efie no enka ho bi Ghana ni be ya de no a na yan Ghana fo kure ya se etwa yan ho da man die hwe ehun sam he eso se eya maya dok mam chi be simadu
yo Agya Kwabena na minchia ona minchia apanfo amote ha ye ni omo edi nkomo na memfa eno soso nchia mehene na notin kranje brekusu ohene graprim trafu pedin ene ebusuafo ni mpenimfo mo onyano anofen komo ayede mo oduru na me pese me kansem miensa bi e de ahyase South Africa for say a proper documentation and omo pre omo nkase omo mpeso bia betro mo krom now there are illegal documentations, improper documentation. We feel say fast as 7 pe na ye dwene ho a Ghana say ye bi President Kufuor say President Atamil so beto aso President Mahama beto aso na President Kufuor so beto aso national identification. It establishes a database of citizens and non-citizens and in your a proper governance system. Into almost all proper documentation. We give it to them as I dare say. I feel it's almost go and fix your country.
Yeah.
Go fix your country. It's a clarion call. Now me feel say Kasabia say send your book a boy are very emotional about me who say Adiano a shippy ebufobi and you can give it to every Ghanaian. Say, hey yeah. But almost you go and fix your country. Omon carbonio. Fix your country. On carboni. They see the way you penny for binum eto assets. They see the way collusion also international businesses. Woman who send a penny for binum Swesika na so move Fesika at the cabrochery. They see all sorts of things. And Omokas go and face your country, Omon Carbonier. African Union rule was at the and the question Cassia Bakwa. The BM say you best start your exams questions for whom. Because when you go secondary school, the rule of the African Union Africa unity. Now you throw questions on government. OEU ni adie. Maybe a GC O level, any A level. Yeah. But now you throw. Me just say so a question be a beba so say be answer. These 3 statements or questions are big questions. I say to me, a baby muye and yes I the emotions. A best clouding na mana haya. Bra minya kote ekasano. Emso okan bibi. Say yen de kra yen ye ton ye. Oh, ye ton ye. And we need to look at how we can fix our country. But key issues are what some community said. True leadership is tested during crisis. President Mahama Wayade. Oni Kujeta Blakwa. Omayade. And I think MPP should to praise that effort.
We've done it.
And everybody should praise it. Yeah. That makes this country a strong country.
So that was the first thing I said.
It should come from the MPP headquarters. Not Ghana for Mufuwaba. Not all of them are NDC.
Exactly.
Ebini MPP. Ebini UP. Ebini BB. But I say MPP party should come up with a statement say the efforts of the current government in bringing Ghanaians from South Africa is a good effort and you must commend it.
Yes, we have.
It binds this country, it builds the country.
Wait there, 1 minute, Prof. Samiti hey, meeting MPP. Medikanka is a bina yadi. Yabona baso. Na yabaya said ye.
Na
secretary. Oh, yeah, issue statement.
Look, we need to go that direction.
Oh, I get what you say.
Because MYN, when there is this division on almost everything,
yes,
where we are condemning, this is a good effort.
Yes, this is a very good effort.
Government has done very well. Commend government for that effort. And xenophobia no, are real. Na me pesi in ebetwi adwuna kosi ade ba ko bi so Buthelezi, who was a king in KwaZulu-Natal, opposed Mandela when they were fighting for independence.
Buthelezi.
Maybe you have not taken your mind to that direction. The Zulus are gullible to the extent to say they are used. Buthelezi was sponsored by the white South Africans. This thing that is going on, for all you know, there might be some sponsorship from white South Africa. Because some space within South Africa's political and economic development, only some few percentage, maybe 3% or 10%. So at every given time, as they say in Nigeria, create chaos and take advantage. For all you know. Because who tear around in the castle car, we should send that the posture, and they say you see kasa. Chijinaphobia or tanechi. And every time, say okay, every time for elections, no more. Estati Buthelezi, Moma Yamfia Yajunem called that side. Buthelezi opposed Mandela. He was a strong opposition leader, even against the independence of South Africa. And it is one area, Mijidi say, Yempini for the Yajunem found. But my person can be far Malema Kasano Kayano. It is very, very unfortunate to come from Ono. Won't tremor on Crow from Wansa. So Ghana has taken a very good step. I let the diplomacies continue. I personally, but I will condemn it in no uncertain terms. It is the worst comments to come from somebody like Buthelezi. But let me say this: migration is a human development thing. It is a human development thing. And starting the Greek city states, no more ships and go around. Rome for no more, England for anko, Portugal for anko. Obia beko kope bebia, or the beboa on one casano first, and so one mine. Enti my enkase go and fix your country inti. Ghana for professionals now, we will travel. People will travel. A human development. There is a triangle of development. Obia person koko bibia air koso baby. No, the ababe one home. We need the government to speak to South Africa on this.
Yes.
Government must speak to South Africa. My Nkofa AU. Yen starting government be serious. Donald Trump with all in some Odino. What the way America for? Or be more taxes net tariff. Yen say a tariff. But we can bite like a boca, you know. Yeah. We can bite where it hurts most. Intermediate say as a buying a share no so African leaders in them don't expect any leader to condemn South Africa. Omu to me condemn and praise the Lord. But they will not.
Why?
Majority of them look at South Africa as the economic leader. How many African countries have ShopRite? Or more develop a chain? How many countries? Game, free South Africa. APSA, free South Africa. MTN. Look at the size of Nigeria. What is their telecom company? How many be? And we all look up to South. I think they say very, very careful in our deliberations. The area you depend on the other. And the other person will also depend on. South Africa depends on Ghana for some of their gold businesses.
A lot.
And you want to kick South Africa and give it to Ghana. It's a good thing to do.
Yes.
But I'm saying, say, international trade, international business requires that you allow that kind of relationship.
But they don't know
so
like
government has to speak to South Africa in no uncertain. There's not a time to do emotions. It's time to talk reasoning and strategic. And that is what I would say.
All right. And I say, yeah, South Africa for somebody. Aha, mun teach you kramba teach you ne. Somebody, they am here the empe into the account one seven. But I say, and so yeah to toy. Last year say better. And you can ya. And I will tell you so ni fane na se for afi. They say kra de.
Yeah, engineer.
And then last year me kai pa. You tell this uncle boy ya. And I this year so. As I'm na this year no. Baby a yiri ko no. I say yeah yiri do baby an say yiri ko because enro say na be na me hwe ba ku bi la. Nungwa no nungwa yiri na so. Say nungwa start yiri. Me say baby say so ko yina na start eko. Na afro ai wo ho sakomo no die Ramsar site so mu bubu adan wo. Ebeboa. Na yam mra weja. Pambros honum. Enko Dansoman Liberty Down otojo ho. Wo mu afili ho nyina. Esisi adan akese. Ye mu bu anemi mu.
For Fanko barrier.
For Fanko barrier.
So flooding papa.
Emprepi no o start every yembubu a. Ye ko ani akobu surface no. Ni eja as foundation
structure.
Zero. Onya hwe. Enti se bebubu a na ye bubu baby to say Ramsar ye bubu no or say returning to back into the wetlands. Enti sa feeling now ye ho nyina say scoop ni na free. Ni returning back to wetlands. And na no why adwuma na wi. Na akobubu da soro no na uja foundation no ho. And yeah, one could be
very interesting.
I know at one point. Now, and Kaino, Sarando, Accra is surrounded by chain mountains. From Shai to Omu, Kopie, Krapi Mountains, and in the moon, Samam Ho, Sam Ho, go far there so, Niponoso, Kushemu, or Makati Hill. And every activity be a cost was Suhudinano, a Sanibaha. She say you drew a Buria. Wow. Yeah, very nice development. She say now in India, in Kofo Kakra. Because so we see there by the building code, no, I was told to me harvesting water. So I want to harvest water now. The area say, I say roofing easy. Yeah. In only hitting now increase the speed. A baby for not change. Na ko gugota no e be twe anwen ya ko gugota no and this speed na this free so ho ba development na cost more na aboa no so speed na e dey ba no so hwe Ogbojo area ho gata kase bi di da ho so wo twam na odi wani hwe a emu na ye fine ana eba wo dante ade betu Kwabena ho ayi atomic ho na kɛseɛ baako bi so da hɔ a ɛno nso ba wobɛnam bɛhyia mu wɔ ai taifa area hɔ a dɔme pillar 2 saa area hɔ no ɔno nso so ɛda hɔ a ɔba woba densu no mu a ɛno nso ɛnam hɔ a ɛkɔ akɔpie mu wɔ wagya hɔ na lafa deɛ no a ɛyɛ deɛ ɛha adwene sisi a woka sɛ yɛsisi da si hɔ no akra no ɛtete kɔ ɛpo no mu ɛno nti no sɛ nsuo no ba water basins no a ɛkyerɛ ɛba human activity bia mo bɛyɛ wɔ channel no bia no ɛbɛtwe abegu baabi a yɛayɛɛyɛ no wɔn sɛ oduru a caprice yɛayɛ kakra yɛayɛ canal bibi gota kakraka bi a yɛayɛ wɔ hɔ no sɛ nsuo no a ɛfiri ɛhɔ no ba no a asesa anwea no de ba no ɛbɛba bɛgyina wɔ hɔ nti every 6 months bia ne nse sɛ osi ekom na yɛkɔ titim
ɛnyɛ hɔ no na aban bi aba ɔsɛ wabɛ bɛkae ɛbɛrɛ na ma pɛyi na na rodan kwakufa do aban mu no ifa sadan manager pa na atacha na na west housing minister ɔmo kɔ sɛ ɔmo kɔ akɔyɛ ɛhɔ no ɛbi sɛ president ɔsan video na kɛyɛ mo ne ɛhwɛ sɛ sanke etumi yɛ saa deɛ no a anka abs na kɛse yiri no anka nkɔfɔ sɛ president san video na ready akabɔ ne ɛhwɛ sanke betumi ɛbi afiri mu a
enti deɛ ɔbɛsɛ ɔkyɛ no sɛ sɛ yɛhyɛ national cake na every region biara benya ne hyɛ nti saa ayi nsuo yi die wɔn ho amount na obiara keka sɛ yɛde bɛyɛ no wɔn ho ne space
sɛ yɛnyɛ $42 million bi kura sɛ yɛde atete kɔle no kasa na yɛntete
ɔno deɛ sɛ sua I free million okuba that point no was $600 million attaching aba no na nanti akodu be 2 point something billion and then say amity baby says 6 billion
bro,
and because
Odo is very rich Odo is very rich unya nizikani bia wa ye
so ne be no na ye hwe nsuo no de na etwem no a etwe anwea no e de ba no afi yen so a yetiti enkrankrom ha no yen so say na ohwe ye local government system no are very weak when it comes to sanitation. District omuni waste management department, municipal omuni waste management department, metropolitan for penny wobi. Nti Accra more than 24 municipals. Nti wo fan say Gan East municipal agbogba nso free aburu ho eba no. Skaben no omo betimi akọ attempt kura so omo ye bibi o sa line so. Omo ntumi nti na follow under Ghana Hydrological Authority.
Yeah.
Omo susu no minim budget kura ye de ama omo and what they want to do. Because say nsuo na eba no untimi nye gata saa mfiri aburi saa mbese nko.
David.
Nti I was here the FN water retention. What does it? Now you are creating wetlands now. You see density now. You are on back because we is come over to media manage in so nearby. And so more activities are more no. Essence money waste management department no. Now waste no so I day a good channel no. And it's a good channel no more. Ariano e was here. Na bora no was so. Na every month no. Yes, you could clean up. Yes, I put it in. Now, yes, I train. Now, it's I you. Yes, I got it in.
Every month.
Mean, just yet. Over. Hello. Gentama, who the air and say. Yachichem, every municipal be any population war. And nay, Ghana, each and every one. We are 0.47 kilogram of waste. Because of the total volume of waste, it means check near the air or the population now no the frequency of lifting any bins now your must be why it means the type of waste. It is a municipality be now about 300,000 people municipality anymore. Now we need waste management department. How are you going to manage the waste? Boami.
Into
in fact, Gan West Municipal Assembly.
Gaist.
Okay, Gaist. Okay, in fact, Gaist. Who call environmental officer? And the staff therefore. now share population from Kwabena and Nampantan area ho
is the biggest constituency.
Sa ho na kofa Legon Chemu ho omo share boundaries. Sa population kakaka na ho no. Sa nipa for no. Omo ba na manage sa enwura na ho no.
No mo akade mpo.
Se na me ba no. Anything no ade aye ne say o bepe obi a oso se nwura ekogu baby. And to work the beans be akosise bi a wo yemfa ne say 23 electoral areas. 23 electoral areas no ama obi a 10 beans. Enu 10 ba o yemfa ne say 10 beans. Electoral area bi wo ho a baby obi tie no obe 800 meters no akwaku free ball level. Hwana be yes ade.
Onye.
Aha. Enti otaha no hwe ha na ohun say nsuo bi ba. Na wapiatum because I don't understand it. Because to me, my nipa Malta, a friend Malta, population here 530,000. That's a whole municipality or new crack 300,000. A crow, 500.
Or mine.
Now, to municipality, East. Now, her population, now we need program there to manage waste. Well, how do you want us to manage the country? Until 936, act in idea local government.
It's weak.
Any structure no.
It's weak.
Until Tiwana say, Kasame Bana Assembly na man for sit down. Hey,
Nanyampa.
Nyabote, enyemu ho. Say 1-1. It is a structure na kasa ye weak. Na ye ni waste management. After every 10 years, there was an assembly in waste management department, director and in team. Omo ye we bibi e fe no municipal waste audit. We betimi abua waste na no ni aye audit ni ehun say waste no say no ye wo ebia we 10%, we 2%, anwia say ni aye ni na enti now you prepare a strategy to solve your waste problem. But because environmental officer na ye in charge of waste also on a limit. How is he going to go about this? Because our market, our institutions and organizations, our schools, our churches, some will be a generative waste. And the program then why am almost say, sir, waste, how are you going to manage it? A day program now chat ben our who could be and say, a day in Nawaye. Only the say or the side beans Cassiana Kosisi into a yama near Kukuru near Kotuabu. And how can we continue like this? And to the other say, baby, as I say, in far a kogu punumuno. Yeah, human activities impede in Suno. So in Suna, qua a better day. So, yeah. Into a minia near Kosunka cra. Na ya chacha omo. Na ya de beye. In Suni jaipe. Wo umfremi
Refi.
Na refi. Sa wo yenna sa. Samsuni.
One year time ba.
No starting mope. Obi an kan ho asem bi. E kosi se September October. Na last one e beba no. Afi na obi esa hwehwe. Baby e be fa e betumi asolve problem.
Esi any long term plan bia. Ade che e soro ani asore. Ade sani a.
It is ensuo na nto. So obekaya minia senso boache okofa bibi was early warning bibi and am ba have ka say we no and solve your problem no o man chase say enye nso ni na emine
Oh, you told drones so.
They told drones.
Nipa
say you told drones so work is back and so enye bia.
Correct. No why
drones the red dem see flood.
Maybe president
Drones are necessary.
Necessary pa.
Drones the message you far.
About the necessary so look. No anyone is necessary.
Anyone abai we bu on the nam lafa ho no. Akaka dansoma baby enam ho no nsuo na nam ho no so do kanishia omo ye market no nsuo no beko Koli Lagoon no omo twa asase no ase gata bi dase ho me ha mani ani we mohai ebe yes eda kanishi market no any Takoradi station ho no eda na se now say yankom periodically anko say nsuo no kwa Kole no eda ho nsuo no ntumi nkom because abe block na create flooding
That channel near block baby.
Ayo. Dansoman, there's outside hono. Na malam hono. Na 2-3 years and nanado engineers be me ekoye channel be the two horse in soon be for your problem no. Tama ye waka bush road no. Ye feel ho ni na etimi yes road no. Enti tunnel na wase ho no. Ama akosha form. Enti say enura no free baby free ba na abe block sa ekwan no. Isu no ntimi nkwachiri ho. Ekodu ekire ho so a yensu enim nyansa sen ne chana na me de maaye no ene ya latrite ehoni nyina ya feeling na aye fine ene ya sisi ya dan esi so it is that the nsu no fa he na ekọ epunu
Fa legon de ka ho.
Enti ohu ayi udra taifa nsu to a taifa ho no na ye te se swimming pool aha ohu ayi ofanko si ye ho na chi no
Yeah.
Any moose
Moose, yeah.
I was say a coin the whole show. I better. And you feel a very na sisi dance so.
I see you.
And to show you fa a honest
kwa.
Na bua be kwan so. Nso na ba na free type o. E free say e be bigu kwan so. Nti eno a wo ne bre na atwetwe a ne enamu. Nti bo so obi adina ho. So obi ko bie sa kwan no to ho.
Nefa cemetery chi ho no.
Ne ko pie mu o ai tantra
Yeah.
ai so no da ho ma sabi ho so kakaka bi da ho. Ne so so no. Na sisi da sisi fine houses sisi no. Why na pese open zone fine sisi.
And they said you to be your video.
Oh.
You betimi.
You betimi.
You want redevelopment wo ho. I was saying na tias here. Say channel ni you be say retention wa ha. Retention either obey no round na nsuo na kogum ana obey nti say baby dam don't as here na what trim into more mo sisi dance here nyina no obi anko nko pe de baby fufu ma wo sasa greme wo mo yi omo sa catch me ni na mo fo mo nko ho ni solve problem no once and for all nti say your retention nsuo na you bien kakakra ama na besene ko na wanya ne saa na se ye se ne sitie die ye block in any form because car crash mi fan etimi fa mattress etimi fa bibia lotopios enti se block akwan no pe nso ne be konachi na ko fan se maba ye roofing no ntiasie wo ko Germany onam Düsseldorf babia wo Germany ansa na be hu asase no be so say this is what see akoko rewre it's about learning or greening but in nay you be di ehu ni ama
Tai fie nyina.
you class nyina na ya pra ma fie nyina e wo say na asase no edan na hange ekura bia obekọ bia edan hange because you see pra but the more na o pra no na you top soil na free ho enti se nsuo ni features na nse bebu so a na twena ko bu gota no enti wo bon so o dan no na sinsen so
Sasini.
but ayi papa bi na obe dumusua na na bi no won se na waye kru no se kru na sesa edan bi a hangi
Dabi.
I was say the MCs ni na akọ ho
won ko
chi bi an ko he
Great.
nsuo pa hwe just say a simple and when you web bank zika it says obi an trap nsuo ye wo rainwater plumbing system on tap ni kakawu ye wo the plumbing system enti nsuo no antwe anyan ni gotem enti yasem no
just say wo kan nyina no matena sa dwene ma bi hu de mi opani bi olate ne fie o harvesting shoe no 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 ne fie ho no fie na se no I say porch na se no ho no water tank ho and harvesting shoe ni nyina so ne fie no have ni nyina begum and no the pipe ni nyama sem no purify ntia no anonom and no de ni fie bia ne no de bibia it is your two pipe with 10,000 years ono bi ani asem so no so nso efi soro na
there was this a clip get one be one of the European countries no akwa no trap nsuo onu pese o use nsuo no mo no ano ho city council no class abeche no
o man kwan
aha because yes channel no na nko baby abeko wo de no ya beche no adi no court
Agya Kwabena
yes it's say mo ye ayi expect ni ti na me pese me nya mo time pa no ebra MP ehwo ne ye weja na weja MP ne ehwo ne ye fa
Ahmed weja
MC no weja
Reverend Hoana
the Reverend Hoana
anu
Ablekuma West ha ebro mo koye no na nye Minister of Work and Housing Gilbert ono so koye no se amafo sisi dan pa na eda na o sisi wo ho no
enye easy
enye dan minyere o eye dan mu dan do you have to bugu and I say jebe because ade no ade chade sani nyina no climate change into no so beto pa nipa so be pa na do we have to nipa ba ku me no 70 na oga be se wa firi no wasi ne dan na ye betra sha ma o afili accident na wie so ansa na be hu bibi ye be ndeng nana
me that say in yakote one nearly point in come up but BBBA be see engineering infrastructure ni bibia no it happens within a space space in here either urban or rural peri-urban or whatever na ningina so won hihye ade hihye so we see that rural area anka under normal circumstances local governance system no e say guidelines da ho
yeah
e was send you see esi wodan your layout and so baby see wodan was site plan now they are called no more share no more approval am mean ha many nka Agya Kwabena in from motia any politician so you're a politician and so also you're a politician was also a politician Pamucho pa Oma technocrats and guide them Ghana technocrats Oma being brutal Usha sene papa ikasaya Garrett nini akika kan or advisor ekom but politicians yenti technocrats city planning urban planning nini management a weak Ghana completely weak Sabiota fracture be more example all the say Ufri Cape Coast into him takrade kakra for market circle Bruni and Shedan in the market circle it is the heart of the city the distribution Ufa routine ni nyina ba bepimo why because one person economic activity or no a boost into a business or what the cost but she roads na did that hawk market circle ni nyina no facade ni nyina facade ni brosan have you noted there was a proper guideline so basically then what at least enya brosan 2-story or 3-story because omoye densification almost person almost densify area no where transportation is very easy where economic activity is very easy and the city planning city management urban planning no are you weak and then the weakness no may choose from maybe I mean ISABAN is paying lip service to local governance Ufam Rananga say guide here it doesn't talk about city planning and urban planning general but it's about time Germany offer Düsseldorf Ewejuma Porte Düsseldorf all economic activity working around it who goes Stuttgart Uber London it is the financial capital of the world Inti there must be a particular function that the city performs who person banks hanging any big financial entities who person building house and renting houses are safe where there will be no flooding. So we need to look at that one. The infrastructure designs and all those things. When we are clear with what kind of city we are looking at. President Ekasa about building a new city. I love it. It's good. because so president bi eba na say obe build this city and ka be boy and ka be ko yenim green cities and all that, but cities no ne management any problem ne planning and because school kakra o baby mean to me mbokro ni din but omo fa land use in dia grow omo ka say higher planning ha for ebro and I say industrial activity omo ka say 25 years 25 years na be so pepe no more starting 82 enforcement commitment to planning and development Ghana na sadia na bi ni ha enti obi asori a otumi sini dan me nuanom traditional leaders ni bi or the assassin ma say hey tumrika
Jalintem
na koye na ntem wan hwani a politicians ni bi susu wo hwa nye vondi mum ena nye menue but ebinum wo hwa omo hye land guardism any na keke kan enti my first point is city planning urban planning is weak. City management put there a weak cra. Now so I say you go back to that one. Enti more preparations for more manifestos near the end. Yes, I'm keke. Let's give commitment to that kind of arrangement. 2. Agya Kwabena, you from anchor from Volta. So go copper a baby trim extra wager. Nanka you green hat. Nanka you green area be a jatoa. Obi amfani sanka. O Bundasi.
the Bundasi
Bundasi military installation. But Obi to me and make an attempt. So basically down what Bundasi range. Why? Because the military range. But yes, our green hat and the war. This is way back. I'm saying 1990 something. And yeah, to UN Habitat Emanska. And the design is idea. The green hat is completely gone.
I don't focus this dying.
It's gone. Send your way and anchor a residuals. So that at least if there is anything, they soak. You pass population increasing. The demand for housing will be there. You pass people want to have places to stay. But we don't care. And weak enforcement is another major issue. Papa, National Disaster Management Organization. Omo authority says here. Omo your authority.
It's the organization.
It's organization. But they can bite through the assembly.
Okay, through the assembly.
Through the assembly they can bite. Enti nkrofo sisi adan a nsu form a yengina yehu. Makomo mattresses near. Then you go and sit back and wait for 1 more year. Say disaster insensibium. Na san komo. Is it not a waste on government budget? And I think it's about time you're doing national disaster and management prevention. There be, and that is the point I want to raise. All the things we are doing is curative and not preventive. We are not doing preventive planning, preventive management. You're trained. You're in a bar. In a copper code, mine the man kakra say with the agenda fakoye, and that is our biggest challenge in this country. Engineers cannot do much if these guidelines are not there and there's no enforcement. Last point, and I'm needing komobiano or bayano. Yenma will be a motivation to do the right thing in Ghana. Say engineer nyoka hey nanka banye som no aka say oh we want to engage these people maybe onone colleagues to see how it gives him motivation to provide ideas. But what can I can assure you some baby on be do attempt for all. In terms of professionals no be brave and person omo be wura amanyo say mu and as on be bo man me am tie say be that be na otima no kasa yen fa ye hu nshem because in Colombia say be fracture o say be fracture omo abimpa omo akọ gimpa ni legon ni abrochi school omo fi so omo nim ni na say obi a but we nim ade a opening to e wo kotokroa
That's good.
Wonim ade bi si na sadam dan mi hu mani je pa bra na redumu aban mu no ema ye se sa kole no me hu bi e wa aman hodro bi so wokọ China wokọ France wokọ Belgium wokọ wo ma yi bi a said they are collating
channels
na channel na boat sisi so yes
in the 1920s into 1940s no more regatta no more yet Emma Bruni Mama award
you see a baby na prince se video na ready but then ayi akwana na say site engineer no say when you the one no o see church so here we create this hotel for then the recreational and you know so it was so interesting
this dredging cleaning up is going to take about 6 months to complete this one. Then the Kwale Lagoon itself will take a longer time because that's where we have more composition of material, which needs to take a longer time, maybe about a year or two to finish. We're going to have recreational facilities. That is the sea outfall. So along we have recreational facilities. Other infrastructure, we can have some hotels will come at the end. And this makes the whole place. Then we're dredging all the way through Cycle to Kwale Lagoon, where we call the Clep Interceptor. From there, we end up at the estuary into the sea. Before the commencement of the work, this is how the situation was. The channels were heavily silted. Along the channel, you can see very heavy siltation. So this is the beginning. Then during the process of the dredging, we had these situations. Gradually, we come up to the end. Then finally, this is the stage that we have reached. And then after that, there was a continuation to carry out the silting because as we progress, more silt come and you have to continue dredging.
Where you know drive for na your coffee film channel. We share the way we see cancer now. Or say there be a recreational center at the up there and so that in there'll be hotels and
let me say
that me we be DJ pass oh we are there and you should come so many member you be ko tena sai you na ja nwumre ka yetunya ye kakra oh yeah such a laudable ideas and to me so babia yan ye ho anase dey
10 euro
but of city of Bristol so it will be so very nice. It was a good idea. Osha na president ni so adi hunu no and ese man am so sad da no na oye se obeyesa Agya Kwabena expect na kasa omom wonim die no akasa na doctor eka bibi no omani yese politicians no ejaima expert no na omuyo medjuma sa na tie bepepe nanso aya policy if aban mu ena eba aban no nso politicians ena wa aban mu eye ohwe ne ohu sisi aya utimi se na owura nanado na niso ade hunu eni se ankobe obe page odonim na aye bibi kese na it se ne ehu o Bristol se ne ehu Abidjan se ne ehu o Paris no it's not the policy was good aban bia nye ne so ade hu na implementation no ene to de bi ho a eye problem kakra flood in eba Accra mijidi se fit starting here wo especially those of us in our 40s awo reasons now you attributed to the flooding are varied. It be say because Accra engineer can Accra is surrounded by a chain of mountains and ensuring na is an eba form. Ebinum so say ebinum kosisi dan e wo bia enze say omo kosisi. Ebinum so can say you can say ya fele residual areas no na aboma. Ni nyina mu no aban bia no e say we show at least leadership and policy. MPP are buying 2019 2020 abano. Ye the near friend garage. Dr. Ebaye. The Greater Accra Resilience and Integrated Development Project. Na ni swadi hunu eden. Eni swadi hunu ni say gutters I friend storm drains near bed tracy baby I see a jenya outlet Emma Omo I see a desalt yeah the buy Amasika Mikai 2019 that's that time I'm say you upon Kroma na ye housing minister but me ba oh a policy aban e de buy say oh for sikasem to any policy at least aban show leadership say problem e wakra here na garage no is one of the solutions ebe boa na etimi asolve the government showed leadership and your leadership ni aye hu ni say ensuato na Greater Accra regional minister general member kura ni say mo and your policy and your leadership ni ensuato because adan kura mo bubu ni you see you do obi dan hwane aye call ahade ejai ahade ebu and this approach say ye bubu any ade na and your policy abind the policy by ye garage ye documented policy and nan kan swade mu ni garage ni say ye be making sure say at least flooding no say to me so no cry ye be reduce no and ye government policy and then am person me ma Dr. Tias say sometimes you know see a jam expert so aban your teso no so so show leadership
uka garage da semi na ma share yi bi garage project no ye de $350 million plus and na ekomu
yes
na o share the actual sika ye de call adwuma ni man kasa 20 as of 2024 no May 2024 no now it's just about $8 million and ye de $65 million echo COVID-19 response it says can you see about okay we dem baby you fan say 8 million yi and 65 million yi ukabuma na ebe $73 million scam say $350 million plus and the question says can I can
points na me making say aban biaba also show leadership in the fight of flooding. As for the inefficiencies of the implementations and the workings of the garage, it's for another conversation. Flooding issue na make us say yes aban bia show leadership and your leadership ni say Greater Accra Regional Minister Wellington Boots na ojina nsum na memma menukuta nensa ni try na leadership no a policy leadership no a calculated attempt to stop it. That's what Nanado. Now it was about a project intended. Oh, there be no. Ojina say aban bia so show leadership in the fight of this flood Okanaha. At least MPP are buying. Metinia Bogarit. Metinia Bogarit.
Leadership is a multiple factor.
I'll bring that in. My point is saying, yes, Abembia a show leadership. Na leadership no ebini garida they were ku for the cover buy na Prof Mamiri na it was geared towards reducing or preventing flooding in Accra. So if for nothing at all we should give a pattern at the backs. At least there was an attempt through policy to fight flooding in Accra. And this is documented.
Right.
And then I make us say, Abani show leadership.
Okay.
And you see, another discussion. Is it not a leadership model? Send me the fighting flood. It's a yes or it is a yes. Mibwa. And Abani show say, sa idea way and I made the fighting flooding in.
You say one more. Oh, the and it's why you look so you papa na me can say me hu managing says ana mutu no eba nipa na mampeni na do mu si wo say mo hwe amasa adwuma enko nanim enti me $380 million $350 million say ma mo say mo hwe mfanya adwuma no omo de adwuma na akade eba betina ha ama ya hu say policy na ba so
Assembly make them say me say yes flood no one way I solve a policy. Policy comes from government.
Sure.
At least the previous government brought a policy to fight flooding. Yes or no? Yes.
Yes.
So it's a policy. As to the efficiency of the policy is another discussion. But there was a clear intention on the part of the previous government. This is my intended policy to fight flooding in Accra.
Okay.
I've been policy by not there too.
Chotwa the
He's asking a question.
Abanye obaye.
Well, be answer.
Abanye obaye. Yeah, the blueprint of Garrett at home. And maybe Garrett contractors. Say even your market to yourself, say, Majima Sem to say. And Abaya or call a NPP government or show clear intention to fight flooding in Accra. Mami Sankabium. One of the reasons are, in fact, Prof. Aka, rural urban migration. Any panel bank crime, a dozen. Any pair bank crime, a dozen. A mantiane bank crime, a dozen. And it's nipa dozen, na baby, any partner, so a mutre. And not the many pacosis down on so, and then the many part banks, and not even engineers who can issue of sanitation. When we have too many people living on the streets, omu generate filth na ekwahin. Ekwa gates ni. Enti nipa na eti kromune doors no na efin so doors on street ni. Nipa na efin yen cross no eba yen krom no. Na nipa no so koso na yesisi dan wo. Enu ti no na ye reku for the policy be by say one district one factory. Say if it was implemented to its fullest, urban migration especially because what in krom achim kusi na se factory ho na e ma wadwuma ya o ban kran abeye den abesisi dan won so eden people cho overpeggers enti nyame pese me cheni say aban bia would show leadership in terms of the policy and the advocacy to fight flooding and you been America say Garrett was a blueprint for fight of flood ebiom urban rural migration hadwin enti den aban beye ni padodo na efin krase urban crime eso abeti because oboba street ni so a na mo ye fingu gata nim e na mo pe baby sisi dan e na ye nuanom yi ye nkrofo yi omo si 133 24 economy
maybe on your funny
but mami kan fa ho 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 ya di mami kan fa ho ya di tie mami kan fa ho be fa ho and flooding here maybe flooding ma ba the second leg of rural urban migration and juma nke be koso rural areas
flooding
and flooding na eko prof Nyabuche 133 and na mikro majuma ho ye friend OPR and na nkofo etini e kan no kreche Ghana for saying to me yes ye kan na nkomputi me ya obi kwajuma no pa okwajuma you say no 13 and kan crop bobu no ma promo
okostopun so one this 158 years do do say na mo ye adwuma for do say
Agya Kwabena you see we are not doing evaluation we are talking about policies
Agya Kwabena policy. No, say 8 years of your administration. What they come by policy no
policy and kada that
one this one factory.
And it's me to say that one reduce rural urban migration. Policy be no diaba.
Be policy no.
There would the point back mami ken me point back
reality. Yeah,
point.
Policy media benye. Policy ne buta ne say ebetumi I do this result.
Yes.
But the policy number na resource be and na policy for so
be to think say policy be say Garrett and
you na make one factory no.
See
the pardon don send the file.
Agya Kwabena em say follow me discussion.
Me follow file.
Me American say me ma reasons sir. Edi ni pardon don
we can chem say answer.
Na be efi egu gata nim. Ebi ni say dwuma ni omu krom keto ani ma. E na omo ba krom na omo betna street ni so. Na omo ye efi egu gata nim. Na de be ma sa nyoma na to atene say obeye nyuma omu krom. Na chi omo ka omu krom. Na omo man kan emetna street ni so enye fi ene nyoma ngu odonim.
Okay.
That is the argument. Okay. And you need something that will reduce the rural urban migration.
Now what omu krom aye.
Aye juma including human ba to awo mo.
Okay.
Issue of Million crown. MPP abaye twemu no oyebi to fight flooding. Okay. In terms of policy and implementation. Okay. And do say abaye so ebeto. Na say obenam stom na members so mu na wa interview there.
And no how they say there's a policy and implementation. Omo the policy na back. Say Garrett. Na Garrett me dey expert see and wo hey. And na obi send me message bi. Na message no send me say major issues raised at the stakeholders consultation on Sakumon or Ramsar site 7th August 2018 at the Forestry Commission now addressed by the Chief Executive. na uhwe some ka ewa pa Ramsar site wo no sanke de adwuma anke no ba bia yedre mamenti also on the policy by
Gary na good policy
Gary policy
Waho
mobile money ahwe
Kwabena
yes sir
ebere no ani ewo position a million mo abem no na me can works and housing committee ho into Garrick issues no na dayenim Kwabena we took a committee visitation to some of the sites contractors ne bia ye twe omo dollars ebiji $10 million $5 million ni ade no na site a eseso omo kokko ye adwuma kro no obu nim site ho but they were paid some of the sites who be kono wo ma te se ye ba na obi edi America na akosa hwedi edi ago ye ko Achimota new plan echi ho wo se gata kakraka bi ho pro nim ho a no akaso wo ko ye adwuma ho a na wo hwe wo ma se
it is very difficult to
hold on na wo hwe adwuma wo mo mpo ma akọ site no na wo adwuma wo mo aye ani sika ya tam ama wo mo a enti sa wo ka Gary kasem a ya sem a asa wo bring crofo krom
na bi minjidi
look sa wo fa odo asem a ye kenya Ibrahim Mahama adi ni machines kogu sa odo yi mu atiti mu nyina free but edru say yesi ye di odo ma contract entity $48 million no odo no muti say die na mo under you hold on see I was quiet when you were talking elder Pentecost elder I was quiet when you were talking mania so what say rural urban migration Emma flood the back room as a senka woka kire Mahabudu Bawumia say hostel no sisi sankro for fin of begum no as a sanko jaye nanko ko akọ bie factory one off nanko mo tena ho ye adwuma mani sisi hostel fankro for megum and promises so obesi toilet ma o ma publisher wentimi ezimpo. So you see, when we're doing politics, we can do politics.
No, there is no politics.
But let us look at the things, the whole issue in a way. As I see, I agree with you. Flood in someone crying, you know.
It's not political.
No, it's not political. As I see it, me ma engineers ni ye juma. Na ejuma as I see ye no ye ni. You see, the storm.
Would you say
the storm?
See a bubu because you maybe problem ni say. Obi akosi dan ho. Ono ne pesa me nkomi ane na hotonti no. Wakokosi dan to the detriment of millions of innocent people.
Go there meba.
No ne dan si wo yes ye mubu. Na baby ano
and this chairman dan the way.
For what reason? The politicians are ukọ suman dan wa. Em pese ebobodi. Ye bi mo ho.
You see, a krobia mu no country bia no. There are deviant people. Very horrible people. The entire ma a crony bino countries ni bino and more far wo kwa ore ni say emra ni ye adwuma irrespective of who you are emra ni ye adwuma ade ye say aye bebia collections of wastewater echo said ya ya emma say ade okrom winim pefe district assembly ni pe bi ama permit se ko si dan wo ho district assembly say nipa no da ho ni na mo ho ya nche no Agya Kwabena wan so awokosi dan wo ho no woni misa ha no insuo na begu ha enti wo se me no me ne aban marketwa na ye DC anaso na ye MP anaso na ye minister anti makwakosi dan wo ho adan na sesi agya dan na esi ho na sensuo to a me innocent dan wo si ya ne me nnemu bie na sensuo na ba bekumi anasa abasa menuama what do we do ububu ade no na ojagu ho a and also a problem into 1 year sisi dan wo ho no esese ye charge wo mo wo bubu na wo sisa na omu tuaka wo bubu na wo sisa na omu tuaka.
That's the law.
It should not matter who you are menia adia enye no na enye it doesn't matter whether you are NDC or NPP in the so because na politicians be esisi dan wo bebia esese ye si dan no na wo hwe no hwe han ya I mean na chese wo pesi ye kwa ani aba look so we free Malam Junction na wo ko to say Kaswa road na I give you me ankasa me odi obi amikomu me free constituency 2024 November there no August September thereabout me free constituency me be drew west still small 7 p.m. nsuo bi toya ekwan no nyina na flade ya ba ya bedru Balam Junction ho ansa na metimi free west hill small abedu me fie ewo Spintex no na mabedu fie me bedru 7 p.m. no me bedu fie 3 a.m. You can imagine the enkrofo kum enkrofo wo mu kasa asai enkrofo ma kakwam enkrofo ma prepra now nim so wuduru ho a utumi was clearly say I insuo no every be person na eba but we can create a system a betimi agi insuo no na afa bebi asese enfa there are people who felt say you betimi sisi dan wo bebia keke because ye ni aban na wo so ye ni nipa na ye pani we so we yesa nipa no ono no edan na we sie store na we sie no a we sisi wo no onya ho mfa so no insuo to a na akosai wo no nuoma what you say you see adia regional minister me and my sister yes say no ho enkrofo ntiase no ono nko na agi backlash no ono nko na agi blame no daachi bi hu beba mfaso amaga na nyina se wo bubu dan ko mebo a enkrofo ye na bi sesi akra no onamaje sokuta police fo ni ade bobo ne hu ban because what it enkrofo bebre so
na say Henry Court started you know
exactly you see omo abreso no Henry was one of the ministers ni nyina ka say Henry boadwuma unfortunately no as I saw losing the seat because wakwa say by bonim as I saw losing the seat
former Accra mayor regional minister MPP time Kufo time Agya Kwabena mayor
Oboadwuma
Obudampa na the wo see here na fe do baby no party for Korea
onu okubanda ko
Madu ko se eni ya se o ye adwuma de asomo man no no ade party for
ekutia
no okofa da point time udu Accra Central ekwan debukan obia na mu se yo ono so the party for Korea ekutia no ai de ebori this is here uboni
Henry
Court ono so ye do baby no oti obapisa from ha
against
ebe be kan say o share against bebre who show say mami your friend say regional minister Linda all share the same problem ni bi
na on share say na change ana ade ne say wo ye papa ni ye ka ho asem a ensesa wo jai
papa the party for na kasa so ba so right here
but the point I'm making is that we can't continue like that
okay
the fact that party for be sorry right here no e no nkyere say jai look menua so wo duro aman bi mu now here the we road network in it here na nkrofo nyina kwa ho ntonton pie water ni Ghana onim se Ghana obetumi atodok no ne nchina me yi nyina wo kwa traffic fufu kra ya ton wo traffic fufu kra ya ton wo traffic I went to a very small country Azerbaijan
Azerbaijan
menua udu kromo ho a obe siwi trase what a beautiful country enti nipa na wo ho nipa na wo Ghana ha Isu Ghana ha no mesi fufu kra ya ton bi o traffic mu
aban policy the same
hold on it is not about your policy that fails all round and intino media me bomb sister na baso
okay
minister they all here no onko so here you see this as untumi ka say his excellency Mahama enko gina kwan mu say wo pam wo mo eton ade wo ho wo mo ye de adwuma ma wo mo no wo mo nsori nye adwuma no anya saa oho abanyo Kwabena aban ni hwana aban ni menewa
medasi
ya party ball sunyani afladeda
sunyani na say na start mako na say na sunyani start bi me wo
sunyani start flade
nso ne
Kumase start flade
me sure say
man start flade
aban here for frenya ni ene MC ni regional minister be hu bibi
where there for nasra me de manu be si
10 seconds
nasre district assembly for amoma permit ni esi da wo bebia nsuo ni no montwi district assembly for na aso ye twi o maso a
ebeboa
omo ma permit ni esi da wo bebia esi yesi bi
mene president edema this plan structure planners or whatever or your
special planning
land use and special planning.
Oba me interview or say again
Abaya say MPP for check nyina fase ya development
you need policy dey be call round akoko check but say the assemblies no moto krom ni bi no be call rounds it assembly say lack nyama bebre so mtum nya adwuma so mo ye ebo yemfa yawo na ka be say ka finance minister asem na LGBT
I mean can say more than 2 minutes.
Yeah. Mampani Mahama kura ko na say eko to was a Gary project bi hu am almost stop nyuma no it says you choose the contractor ni
Gary project
yes but contractor ni ho
Aye.
Ebia ni road minister come ya wodo bi a ye twese kama ni pani no and we sit down and look for see say onipa na disika no onipa na nko site onipa na ya hwe here to ya hwe
and so kwa na e feso a ye nya saa ho we ni apese koto do America uko America ye nya saa ho
and for disika no mo da
1 minute
na nka officer ye de o wuti mo masa so agia for mo we America asem bi a che
any politics in Tunchen but we share the structure and the arrangement of Garrett now. Senka if implementations no echo as planned.
Anka problem you
it was
a way of taking money.
Policy simply means a guide to action.
That's it.
Policy now a guide to action. It says the policy bar that is supposed to guide you to take action to solve a problem. Let's say take
there's
action.
No action. Then there is no policy anyway.
Then it was a useless policy.
Oh come on.
Yes, but that is the truth.
Because you see, if something is useful, when you're there, as a benty, no mum, as a ben, no, I be resort no film be. Sika in spend there or waste. Because the problem is still there. The problem you wanted to solve. The problem is still there. In fact,
I mean, at least something was done in respect of that.
That's what I'm telling you that, sir, Bibi in you. Let's say the Bibi bar. Now, a man of Baka, there's discussion. Let's see, natural no problem on our person. More benefit, more face now. And the policy has the Bible for so long. But that's what I so it's not just about coming out with policies. Of course, I can mention a lot of policy MPs be planning for food and jobs on one district, one dam, Nazinya. Useless policies. That is why people go. Why is there more people that don't know? I don't want to go to the other policy like one district, one dam.
One village, one
village.
One village, one dam.
Who benefited the bank for? The Enka flood.
You see, so I'm missing you there. Yeah, missing you there. Missing you there. As I say, can't we sell land? Can't you have a policy to sell land vertically? That if there's a piece of land here, let's say that Agya Kwabena, no sooner than now. Also, in such a way that we walk to more one no. It's also a land for someone else. So you can have 4, 5 people.
UTV owning the space.
Owning the space.
That'll be government.
Instead of Mrs. Saha, who's this Saha? It's a Mrs. Babahana, Hano, or yeah. Maybe I also know that and also I'm afraid of Mr. Medeno. So the space. So we are occupying where we are not supposed to occupy. When in actual fact we can develop vertically. Nti mobile no, or what's asking I tell you no, but to point to what's asking you also attend amobi, was no, no, so be seen then. But there should be a designer, obey or as in your fair so that I own the down, maybe 2 floors, you own the 3rd and 4th, or you should be our engineers, our planners should begin to think outside the box. The pay in so we can't stop God from sending the rains. In so the about na in so we all can put the most wa cry. When I say America food ama typhoon or sabazi na in so up top. No, is not talk about Africa in because of the kind of even America where one drainage system for you you see be too much no the flood the Bible won't control. Do you know that one day you should be water over them problems now? So it's better that you take action now. Yeah, I'm telling you, young change engineers in those connected into one room 1 month. The bone is even so one first solution by whom we don't pay if we didn't work. The same with the Galamsey.
Yeah.
Soil scientists, water scientists, this forest scientists. Yet one now with them. Yam on BBR 1 month. One for solution.
What is the implementation?
No, I'm coming. One for solution. Roadmap. And I ban also. Yes, I ban also. Out of the discussion, first question on Kaya there. If you escada, that's why you put me going to catch approaching as it. On try again. That we can flat to work on.
When you say Garrett a year, you can't watch him. Me perceive me kind nyama be trepe to back what they take back or say flood management, that is dredge and expand Odo River
was under the Garrett.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kole Lagoon, priority drains, demolish structures on waterways.
Yes.
Odo River channel widen from Malam to Kwame Nkrumah Circle.
Yeah.
Solid waste. Close dam site or build new engineered landfill. Improve collection in low cost income areas. New landfills plus transfer stations. And only 2. 3 sanitation. Build idea there.
Garrett media was perfect.
Just say anka. But
so scanning in us and
expand Odo River. And then they $40 something million. Garrett
media was perfect.
There was 9 minutes.
Garrett media.
But what was the implementation? What was the implementation? Your comment on the implementation.
Now be said. I can't be kakra.
Okay.
24-hour market na MB the whole district of Ghana nina. Ebema ya create central business district for every district of Ghana. And this our rural drifting Emma.
Sebeye.
Ebeba, but
reduce.
Because the Sebeye say even the implementation will be carried through.
Okay.
Like the way the way you mistreated one is to one fact. That's what you did. What is it
was a policy to reduce youth employment. NDC policy been on the about.
No. How do you do that?
How do you reduce youth employment? At least it was a policy. It was a policy to reduce youth employment. At least production. NDC about policy been on the about to reduce youth employment.
Do you know how much was spent?
And for 4
billion.
You see, for NAPCO. Policy no obi for be man. Papa you say we say sometimes
Oredu
Mumi ewie ebo the free ni power.
Ya sha se Mumi ewie now say nka IMF kakra bi mfanka ho.
IMF bio.
Now so ka Garrett no ho asem ka.
Now chances say ka IMF finance minister.
Okay, so
there was a budget for LGBTQ.
There was a budget for 218 million
for the
dollars for Garrett.
For Garrett, yes.
But I don't know whether we spent that money.
No, we did not.
And then the output,
We did not spend it.
We spent it.
We might have spent part.
We did not.
But seeing now, MPP the omit me magic. Maybe.
It was a 200 million.
Please.
Finance minister LGBTQ now parliament enra
gay and a lesbian. Na so yare a. Enti mama doctor nhwe na na sɛ doctor hwɛ sɛ nipa no so oyɛ nipa nti na ɔhwɛ no a doctor no yɛ nkye no so ahwɛ gay nipa
baako no nim na mo si na na do
oh god
gadona do yo sen ko kase on sign
mebel ti sɛ ɛtɔ so mmienu Kwabena wo wa hei na sɛ yachi obi a ɔyɛ saabra ɔbɔ saabra no na wabɔ ho dawuro sɛ nipa wo yɛ sɛ yachi no a nti ya machi nkoto mu ana bɔne bɛn no wayɛ na mmom sɛ wo promote sɛ
bibi sam koso dia ane na kyɛ sɛ watomra yinyire nipa wote ase amro bakra ko robo ne ebo ni tuo kra yetam de ko hospital mebo a enti so obi ko yesa anuama na ensem fata no na ye di okọ hospital a doctor anka se wo hwani frise o yesa nipa ni bi nti asem ye de yamra awo man mu a wa a etisai na identity tie na nado obese make na nado de no ya passe mra no mra hye bedwam no a ye tam de akoma na asan ye no no omo wo ipaduase ye program anu oma ni executive secretary bedi eto letter set mra hye bedwafo ye nim dia decide we sin ni hoso onsa ni ade obeye no ati se wiase boto di okan ye no was what kokoko so ade ni sabe sha asia it's different amendment dia mo
31 of them 31
tie sabre listen amendment ye omra hye bedwam no ye nyina mra hye bedwafo ne etena ne amendment no katra me se sabre na ne ye samra no 8th parliament no obi raise that amendment any clause of that kind that it should be amended that will be anya there was nothing like that. It was a complete document, a complete policy that was meant for signing to be ascended to law. He decided not to do so. Say you pass a law no.
It's a amendment you come mu.
Tie. Akuma ko 31.
Tie. 8th parliament in every parliamentary sitting in one home. Hold on. Bibia ni parliamentary sitting no. E ko na wie yes sa parliament ni wie a. Ni nyina ko na wie ye. Enti se ye babio mu a agese ye fabre bia foforo bio. Enti se sia no de ye de aba foforo no. Ehun sunsuanso na ehun adwena ye fa ye no enie. It has nothing to do with the 8th parliament. What you say? Se sia de ase ye adwena hunie. Se sia amra hye bedwafo ye wie. Ye de bekwa akoma president. His Excellency Dr. Dramani Mahama. Ordinance sabe sha ase. Ebeba be ye mra wakuro yi mu. Enya de a yes ye mfa ye san sha ase ni bi. That's what it is. Afi IMF yesi yanko IMF bio ewrade ne danase ne yebon pa yese kan ya kan
onze na yo won
o se beye oyo na se ye de se beye oyo a me hwe de wi anuama akoyi a honorable Atuforcing doctor de wi anuama akoyi His Excellency John Dramani Mahama de wi anuama akoyi die na ye no krese yanko bio aya no kwe bia nyama koi die
be da se
about 6 minutes with time no ya na nipa NDC no
LGBTQ
ya kabna
meba mo pa ni se
yo ya kabna me da se ba nipa NDC wan suro na nse so suro nipa bia bi
na de
hwe ye di kan sa bill leco parliament no ni mfia bem it was individuals na sponsor here you know about 8 Mr. Bejra Reverend Intim Fojo Samjo Omonomo sponsor and it went through all the parliamentary processes NDC for and the court president any press conferences upon press conferences saying it went through for signing but remember press conferences upon press conferences NDC for years say and I don't sign it omo to di cross or supporting gate no person sign this bill no NDC 4-year press conference almost the year campaign.
But what prevented him from signing?
Who be prevented? 31 clauses now.
Nobody raised a clause at the time. There was no clause at the time that was shut down.
And I'm moving yet there. I got to Papa Nenim. Nyomu ye ya. Edu musuno. Ejaka mami.
O can say me pese won impacho. O say etisa bill no body koto omo mo abreso bill no. E ye ndisi for na de kwa na say parliament na de
kwa mami yo. Say eye se parliament ne de call na nado abreso no se sa pepepe na no mo dwen so mutrim po na ya ade no ma fa sa pepepe ankoto
we say we lawyer
process bia
are you not a lawyer
every parliament has a life into whatever you don't finish in the lifetime of one parliament. But nothing prevents you from repackaging the same bill and presenting it again. But you went to do 31 amendments. Was okay. 31 amendments. Maku 31 of the original bill. And I'm going to Muhammad. Not say. Says 31 and we no.
Did you propose any amendment at the time? You didn't propose any amendment that was shut down.
You see, the analogy and what they are trying to, or the political capital they are trying to make is that you're a Muhammad, you're best sign, and now they're one side. And so you're the Muhammad in another, they need the same thing.
Amendment, I can't want to win. Become minority leader, then majority leader. Affirming every some issues should be about baby and yekan. For instance, say journalist or beka wasemono. Ye be no necessary press freedom. We should look at that aspect, And the judiciary, lawyer for so be and so rezi.
Papa, no more to hobby. I don't know so man raise those objections that I don't know man
raise medical aspect in so or can say say be ka say bia doctor ni ko be hwe no sa doctor ni no watomra and also yinti na so ye hwe ne account no the majority we refer marking who say that aspect in mo enye no an omo yide free mu
dabi na me kan cho ne ndc for person omo ye de say and why be ye de koto da na do anim no wan sign by de koto yero mahamem de obesa enye the same thing ye de koto mo enu
but it can't even be the same by law it can't be the same
to the mami ye me de no 1 minute be say me diffuse sa ade en say Ghana for 1 minute enye no crest ni ye de koto yero na na
wo bra
enu an ye de akoto mahamem
wo bra
say we ya onye ni papa pan say yero na na do
okay over who be this
wo bra
over one say 7 members now omo chichiri 8 members now omo chichiri private omo de come parliament and the parliament refer them a committee no is made up of both houses
exactly
and omo chichiri emra no and ye de ko na say hey mudi duru a memo ade mamo fam
committee ni we crowd preliminary
this time no omo sa de aba and omo cha de come a committee which is made up of NPP and NDC and omo clear you maybe efrim and omo polishing
that's why it's substantial
no but no crop no ho they are part of the committee and the other thing omo ankasa na se mo wie na fe mo de aba house no na house no so di ho abobo na ya pass ya wo see adentina mo akoyi na committee members na wo ho no omo wo
no man no see ya da na
and so the parliament ni abobo ho a ho ne ya amendment no e committee go na ye wa bra mo nyina mo go ye the same bill
okay ebo kasana na kasana
ye the same bill
should they be the same by law you can't be the same
ye the same bill
me da say
cheche no basa kufu di ko we wa ya kama
MPP for we excuse the afọ na when jam or you go access some jam or say tum or signing put say you go be mo ya nke butu me reconcile so on your issue there na why they say film na if you actually there sabi no on ko for sabi what things on adwin on ye adwuma na na bi no on adwuma do you get the point? No, do you understand the point? Yeah, because you are saying that we didn't make a film, but I want first. So the whole issue is that Nanado so signing that's all. So when you excuse Biala, they should rather bow their heads in shame. Then when your opportunity to do that in 1 year. No, being we feel don't
find opportunity for a good legacy.
Until when we did it on ye biara. Mark our last time last Mekanoha. Then I don't do charging for causing financial loss to the state on this LGBTQ issue. Why? Because what passed the first bill no? The walk out. Committee no kwabochin na. Uchime or the walk out and pass first bill no. There's a unsigned out there make count e gbe nyina no. Oya ko hun eyin poso ya gbọkọ kakra wọn ho nti na now the why the one sign na ga fún ẹtọ abọ na party fún ọtọ abọ mana
ọsùn mẹ́mẹ́ nfa ma mo de ba office wa.
adi ọ̀fẹ́ yẹyẹ no.
the matter was in court.
Nye mo na mo kọ́ sí ẹ̀kọ́ ẹ̀dá sí ní ọkọ̀ ọ̀kọ̀.
The matter was at the Supreme Court.
The Supreme Court didn't pass judgment once you go where
The matter was at the Supreme Court. Let another show and he said there's a leg of it.
It's not true. It's not true. It's not true.
He was in court but another signed it.
Okay. All right. May that say, Agya Kwabena. I won't talk about LGBTQ. Okay. Because Mama and I are too hot to her.
Maybe a different bills.
Mama and I are too hot. Now we name Ghana. No. Have you even subjected those clauses to detailed discussion? Yama media and I say groups are discussing those 31 clauses now. ABA now it has been passed. Maybe I call Emma President Ebe signing, but it should be discussst because every law is subject to review after a particular time. In the time, no say they review, no. And to men can once I don't want to talk about it. Then more mechanic pain mean cover baby. Agya Kwabena. Men are making yawo. Atu forcing. Yabeko IMF. Ghana, we are members of IMF. And as soon as you hear Yabeko IMF, I think so can in terms of Okasa, I am America. IMF will by all means look for support from IMF. Intended they make one same view.
But you see, the American say Titi. Honorable Atu Force and some Okayano. The fact is that so we near the and be here will be here. Based on the policies and then the physical discipline, the structures that we are putting in place now.
Oh, jeez.
There's no way.
Okay, maybe Ato is talking from the perspective of
what is happening now.
Honestly, because Ato maybe I need to confront and Nakufa do.
Agya Kwabena.
No, but let's talk as
You discuss it of Yato. State resources. There be a bit of
Hey, and ask Nani PSD Babo final. Me both best ask na baby even though I'm not asking now final.
We share your party reorganization now. Now
what stab each other.
Agya Kwabena na mama 1 minute.
Me was stab.
What part to the black man now way in from top now what the for what say part now can want some here. What will be the effect of electing secretaries that won't for yesterday?
There be what Sanji. Agya Kwabena. The decision by the MPP after your elections, to first elect a flag bearer is the best decision.
What will be the effect of the reorganization? How do you strike a snake after it bites you? What will be the effect of killing the snake? I don't know what to
say. Massive reorganization.
To do what?
Start with our flag bearer.
Okay.
And it's the best thing that has ever happened to the MPP in recent times.
How?
To come to that decision.
Now, MPP, those MPP was for
your face. I do your in faces. Your polling station reorganization. Your ban your friend electoral area committee.
Okay. Organization.
Election. Electoral area. Committee, executive committee.
Also reorganization, also election.
Your face, face, I think do electoral area executive organization. Okay. You be elected your coordinators.
Okay.
You believe say abamu no
NCP asa o ya start bi mo
ema obi adamu bi enti coordinator enu na ye nti ye third party for say
the preconanco zongo market na and na so the beef be
I'm not saying about
enti baby edu no ye election coordinators
I'm saying that you've already taken the major decision already by electing your flag bearer. I wonder you was what they call and work here then. But what would you go do with them?
Let me talk education. I don't connect I want them to harass me. You know the problem of them. They are very uncomfortable with the recent vibrancy in the NPP. After 2024 elections, they thought that the party was finished. But I will say, I can't every party now. They are uncomfortable.
I'm not saying about the issue is super. I don't know if I could to see. I also say or corporate mention South constituency communication officer. Enti enti chuma si otaba leti no super. Enti motion na momuano. If you dey oba otumi yelde. Enti ye dey be si na madam as papa pase enen so be ade ko find na medical bus no. Me pon so ena bi to me. Me hwe number no se metumi a 1 minute pe. Me ho na me nya call. Every number no me pacho me hwe na me nyima mo sisi ai. 0270 154 751 0270 154 751. Ano ka kire me say me hwe wasani 500 agu me yi so na me check na me mo me pin na me confirm nto ye apena me say wa bodan wo hu na me ka tie no no san frɛ me na me pick ye o say me so de wo bopi no ye be ma bopi no me yi sika wo fo so nyina me yi sika wo fo so nyina no di matawa mankasa but later on so call ya me kan ba no awia 12:44 awia 12 later on enyumremu around 6 p.m. and a number we 0235 130000 0235 130000 efrem obana kasaye no kan brofo obomi full name and osumenya ko obi afro bi ho say misika bi say yana no nipa kono boa na sisi a no nipa no airport so de bra o office wo say obo block me line no and na fine ko si eti oya na mka yen say me panicho me drive me friend later Mr. Mama ni na ho MTF ye sremo papa ye sremo pa obi and truly ayi ba so say me mo me pin no e ba so enti obi onim no oboy ya pekpa na osika nyina akọ enti mesre MTF for say ye sremo a say ye nkrofo bi na hye bi na ye sa mutu am so say kai some years back sim box fraud phobia ya chibi no hospitals na penny pa bi executive penny pa bi Ghana ha na kan ho bi say me ko si sen or your penny pa big guy Ghana ha no oka ho enti me say penny for say mutu wana mo san say wo mu wi akrofo sika pa ya de be si ya na da mase enti wo ba mo ni na ho na sika kakra so before no so na bia mu sisi mi say ko fo yi asama to me anka be ha me pa enti ya de be si ya na me de aseda ama mo amobeboa ye nyina me producers me da mo ase na nanka ibi wanka me se bi de twam nanka ya soro so but I don't think say e betimi aye no ansa ne so enti ma me first da ema Bernardo Redu Donko oye MP communication team member lawyer ni wono na be si MPP anamu na me benkum so ye engineer Isaka Amon Kotei no local government expert internet so no say me count din bedi a doctor no so Dr. Abeku Asa say no ni din na kunya din nana kweku nyako a otoso mienu ono so ebeta ye ti nim de ebeboa ye wono urban development consultant be ye chichiri kuru a say bia Franco Dansuman ye be chichira mo fa we nto mo fa we mutu gwate won fantoa wa bin wo pa and Bobo Bokman deputy communication of director edema UP and afi honorable David Von D and so ye twifo etimokwa ɛna hyɛ badwa ne ɔbama ndc amayɛkuo no yɛbɛda mu nyinaa ase ne mmɔmmerɛ na mada me tim no so ase papaapa sɛ wɔn esu tum hyehyɛ dwumadie na nso medi ho kyerɛ medi da Agya Kwabena na mo no mɛkɔ so aka deɛ esi so South Africa no ɛsɛ me signal bi di ama yɛ sɛ it is time ɛbrɛ no nie let's wake up sɛ Ghanafoɔ na deɛ betumi de aboa ɔman no yɛmfa mo ɔman no so bi wɔ nimdeɛ bi na sɛ ɔde ba a mo bi yɛn na wo a atu no mmra no mɛboa ɛna meka no wiemhyɛn a yɛkɔfa yɛ Africa man wiemhyɛn yɛkɔfa nkɔfɔ no bayo ɛyɛ Ethiopia Airlines Ghana Airways yɛ ni bi enti so bi enya ɔpɛ ne so so bebie airline wɔ Ghana ha na otumi de kɔ abrɛhyɛ kɔfa nkɔfɔ ba obi say then time bɛyɛ 2023 2022 ɔba bi obi say so nya share ɛwɔ saa airline no mu ansa na otumi ma go otumi de nkrata you see the mentality it is time yen so omanum say ye dia obi onumdi a moma yemmoa no fa nimdi ne kyekyere ma na nyon nko no bi didi ho eya ma ye nyina yakra mo bishia adamu nyina se e ma mommo ene hwe
Microphone flag.
But I am putting the MC of Ablukuman West and the municipal works engineer and the planning officers. I am putting all of them on the spot. I am going to report to the regional minister. Some of these people must be sanctioned.